All right. It looks like we are live. A little late, but live. Welcome back to the BriHive live stream. And today is a special stream because it is a members live stream. So that just means that the members can come in, join the live stream, and chat about the topics that we are chatting about. Today, we have a pretty interesting case that started and ended pretty quickly. I don't know if you guys have heard about this case. It's Tiger Woods' ex-girlfriend suing him for alleged SA, or, because YouTube likes to bleep us out, sexual assault. First 30 seconds of the live stream, right? But suing him and saying that an NDA that she signed back in 2017 does not apply to those type of allegations. So she filed a motion with the court. We'll get all into that. Let me know if you guys heard about that case. Did you see anything going on with that Tiger Woods case? Like I said, it started and ended pretty quickly. So let me know if you heard about it. It has been a while since we have been here. I think since not this past Thursday, but the Thursday before that. So, for those of you who do not know me, I am Boss Attorney Bree, and here on this channel, we cover celebrity lawsuits, trademark lawsuits, copyright lawsuits, and really whatever the heck we feel like covering. Today, we are going to be covering a celebrity lawsuit, and hopefully I will be joined by members of the streams, friends of the stream, so that we can hear live opinions for those of you that are here watching live and in the chat. I have been away for the past week. I was supposed to have trial. That trial got canceled, but then my week turned pretty busy. So I am super sorry for not being here this past week. I really intended on doing it, but life just got in the way. Anyhow, I am happy that you guys have made it here to the live stream for the members. Regroup. Let's chat about some things. Let's chat about this case. For those of you that are following me on Twitter and keeping up with the community tab, you know that I got married last weekend. So that's a whole nother added thing that has been taken over the life as well. So if you guys have questions about that, we can definitely chat about that as well. And thank you to everyone who sent well wishes on YouTube and on Twitter comments. I have not had the opportunity to go through all of them yet, but I definitely appreciate all the likes, all the support, all the comments, and all the congratulations. But without further ado, let's go ahead and see who is here in the chat. Going crazy in the chat. Chat is moving already, so I am happy about that. Let's see. We have Sophia J saying happy Saturday with a waving pink hand. Hello, welcome to the live stream. Summer Butterfly, a member of the channel, saying hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome back to the live stream. Nice to have you here. I forgot to pull it up, but that's what Summer Butterfly said. Tanya D popping in early to the stream saying happy Saturday to them as well. Hello, welcome back. Another member of the live stream and moderator of the channel, Tanya D. Nicholas Bronson, I don't know what that emoji is. That a sleeping emoji? I'm not sure. Deacon Fatal, another member and moderator of the channel. Welcome back to this lovely Saturday live stream saying happy Saturday, everyone. I didn't do a thing but cook. That's okay. That's okay. I think you're on the East Coast, so it's probably around like 3 or almost 4 o'clock, right? But that's okay. It's Saturday. Time to relax. All right, saying hi to each other. Tiny saying to Deacon Fatal, what did you bring for us to eat? Yes, let us know what you made so that I can be more hungry than I am already. Deacon Fatal saying hi. All right, curried soft-shelled crab. That sounds delicious. You know, I've had soft-shelled crab one time, and I don't really know how I feel about it. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel about it. I'm not too keen on eating shells, but they're soft. So I've had it one time, haven't had it again. So I don't know what that means for me. Deacon Fatal says with rice because it makes no sense to have curry without rice. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. All right, let's see. Tiny D said, hey now, this is the BriHive reception, so we gotta have food. Hey, I didn't know. I am like literally starving right now, y'all. I've been up since 6 o'clock in the morning, ran errands, got to get ready for my honeymoon. So I still got to do my hair, all kinds of stuff. But I wanted to make sure that I hopped on here. So I don't have any food for y'all. Sorry. And I don't want to be eating in front of y'all either. But I'll get through the stream, get something to eat, start braiding this hair up, okay? Deacon Fatal says, me being happy, I keep up with my membership. Yes, of course, so we can have you here live today. Love it. Tanya D says, make sure you buzz by and hit the like button on your way in to support the channel. Yes, of course, I completely forgot. Thank you for the reminder, guys. If you haven't already, please do hit the like button. It helps out the channel. For the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be MIA again. So we need all the help that we can get because I'm going on my honeymoon tomorrow night. By Monday morning, I will be in the DR. So yes, please do hit the like button to help the channel out. Thank you for that reminder, Tanya. Hello Swanky says, hey, BriHive, hello, another member, moderator of the channel. Welcome back. Cheryl Reed saying, hi, everyone. Happy Saturday. Hello, happy Saturday. I hope it is going well. It's pretty sunny here, pretty hot. And then I realized that the DR is going to have some rain going on, so I'm not quite happy about that. Deacon Fatal says, surprisingly, no. And I like to golf. You have not heard about this Tiger? Well, it has nothing to do with golfing other than it's a Tiger Woods case, but I don't know how to golf. Mini golf, maybe, sure. MG Mustang 05 saying, nope, not a word about this case. Okay, nice to see you back here. Cheryl Reed says, I heard about this. It started and ended like within 3 months. So I am not surprised if some of you haven't heard about it. When it first came out, I thought about covering it, but I couldn't really tell what it was about. And honestly, I read a couple of the pleadings or skimmed a couple of the pleadings. Let's be honest, I didn't read all of them, every word, but I still can't really tell what it's about. So hopefully we'll get a better picture of it today. Let's see, Deacon Fatal saying, it's okay, life happens. Yes, I know. I'm learning the hard way at this point. Deacon Fatal says, show off the ring, please. Oh, you guys would like to see the ring. Okay, let me try to get it together because it's a shaped ring, so I don't know if it will focus. Let's look at the camera. No, it's not focusing because it's not a face, so it's not gonna focus. Let's see. Boom. Nope, it just looks like it's all dull. It's a very shiny ring, but the camera is not picking it up. Let me see if I put like autofocus on. Give me one moment. I actually have on pens today. So let's see if I can put autofocus on. I think it was already on, but let's see here if we can show the ring. Show the ring. Okay. Can you see it now? No, it's still pretty bad. I'll have to take a picture and post it or pull it up here because it looks way better than that blurry thing. The blurry thing that is showing y'all. I'll have to take a picture and pull it up on the screen. I'll do that a little later. Sherry says, it's okay, Brie. Life gets us every time. Yes, when you're trying to do everything, run your own business, run a YouTube channel, and work, it's crazy. Tiny saying, Mrs. Boss Attorney Brie. Yes, of course, we are now married, which is crazy. It doesn't feel that different, though, because we're already living together and everything. So it does not feel that different for me. Let's see. Saying hi to everyone. Deacon Fatal saying to us, so far, all I have is A's in the class. Good job. Good job. Congratulations. We need to be celebrating. You need to not be cooking today and celebrating. Let's turn up. All right. Deacon Fatal says, thank you for your support through this trying time. Thank you for still coming on to the live stream, even though you know you had some homework to do. But I'm happy that you got good grades there. MG Mustang 05 says, soft shell crab needs to be pan fried and never deep fried. Visit a crab house in Maryland. You'll be hooked. See, when I had it, it was at like a fancy restaurant. So I want to say it was fried, but I cannot remember. Francisca Cruz says, hello, love from Chile. Hello, welcome in. Nice to have you here. How is the weather there? Cheryl C says, hi, everyone. Another member of the channel. Welcome back. Hello. Hope you are doing well this lovely Saturday. Tiny D says, I love the Dominican Republic, so have a great time. Crazy part is I've been to the Dominican Republic and this exact same resort Alpha has not been, so it's going to be kind of like new for him. But I haven't done some of the excursions that we're going to do. So I think it's going to be a pretty good time. We're going to be staying at Breathless, which is supposed to be kind of a hip hotel with some parties. So hopefully, I think we'll have a good time. I think we will. Deacon Fatal says, save your hips and back the trouble. Mini golf is fine and is more challenging in my honest opinion. Hey, I don't see myself walking 18 holes at a real golf course, so I'm cool with that. Thank you so much. Francesca says, I heard about it from Rob Law and Lumber, but I have no idea how it has unfolded. Okay, on the case, yes. I didn't know he covered it, but yes, he probably did a good job. Like I said, I still can't even tell what it's about, really. Deacon Fatal says, it's nice though, the ring, my blurry ring. It's all good. I'm going to send myself a picture and then show it to y'all. Hello Stoiky says, yeah, I do my best to avoid all things Tiger Woods. He's just the golf version of OJ Simpson. Hard pass. Is Tiger Woods accused of killing people too? Please let me know. Please let me know. Deacon Fatal saying, love it. Thank you. Cheryl C says, love the DR. You are going to have a great time, rain or shine. I think so too. I think it's going to be a good time. My hair is going to be braided, so that's not going to be as big of a deal as I'm probably making it, honestly. And I'm telling myself I'm going to do small braids, but the closer it gets to needing to leave, the more I'm like, we're going to go with the regular size ones. I just want them like skinnier though. Hello, Tanya D says, I see the blink though. Thank you. On the ring. Deacon Fatal says, we see y'all can see it. It looked blurry on my end, but if y'all can see it, hey, let's go. Let's go. Cheryl Reed says, it's sparkling. Oh, thank you. It looked like really blurry when I was showing it, so maybe I have to watch it back. Francesca says, it's fall here, so it's cloudy, but warmish and windy. Not as long as it's warm. I'm like against the cold, even though I was born during the cold, but that's okay. I don't like the cold. Well, I went snowboarding, but that was still too cold. So as long as it's warm, sounds good to me. Rain, not so much, but it sounds like the weather is not too bad for you there. All right. Let me see here. We got this case. We're just going to go through the order. She filed a complaint. Tiger Woods moved for it to be stayed and for them to go to arbitration, which is basically like a fancy mediation. But that the ruling at the arbitration can be final like a judgment. And then she filed an amended complaint, which was still only 5 pages. And then we'll go through the order to see why that wasn't really sufficient. Tiger Woods then filed another request to stay the motion and to have them do arbitration instead of going through the lawsuit. So basically, and we'll get into the background here on the channel, or not on the channel, once we open up the, which I still did not share. Let me go ahead and do that. We'll get into a little bit, where was I going with that sentence? We'll get into more of the background in a moment, but I do just kind of want to give a brief overview of what's going on here. They basically had a hearing on May 9th, and the judge then wrote their decision, which I think came out like May 17th. And now we are here today. The judge is going to explain why they did not think that the plaintiff, the ex-girlfriend's motion or her complaint is sufficient. And the fact that they gave her, the right to amend it, and she did not amend it properly as well. So those are the things. But basically, she wanted to allege some SA allegations. Tiger Woods says, no, the NDA applies. Miss Ex-Girlfriend says, well, I'm going to take it to court, and I want the court to give declaratory relief. Basically have the judge decide that the NDA does not apply so that she can go forward with making her claims about the SA. And the judge said, no. They said no. Okay. And Tiger Woods said, how about we go to arbitration to talk about this? Homegirl is like, it does not apply. Tiger Woods is like, it does apply. Homegirl says, let's go to court about it. Tiger Woods says, no, let's go to arbitration about it. That's how we are here. And then the judge is going to decide whether the NDA applies or not. They're not going to decide it, actually. Or yeah, I guess they did kind of decide it. Okay, let's go ahead. Let me get a couple of the comments real quick, and then we'll jump into the paperwork. Tiny D says, I'm doing other things at the moment, but welcome to everyone coming in. Yes, of course. Welcome everybody in the live stream. We got more friends joining in. Thank you for being here with me on this Saturday. I had to make sure we got our member stream in because I have been missing in action this month, probably for like over a month at this point. So I'm happy to have you guys all here still supporting. And like I said, I'll try to pop in here and there while on the vacay, but it may be streams that get unpublicized because ain't no telling. There is no telling what kind of condition we will be in the DR. You know, all inclusive drinks, all the things. So you know, if you know, you know. Hella Swanky says, no, I didn't mean the murder part. I meant his internalized racism issue and how that affects colors every part of his life, but he doesn't realize it. Him plus OJ just shaking my head. Poor things. Yeah, but isn't Tiger Woods mixed? He's not like straight black, is he? Deacon Fatal says facts. Cheryl C says Woods isn't accused of anything as serious as OJ, but he is a serial cheater. Which athletes are not at this point, right? And has some vices, possible alcohol issues. This case isn't over what I understand. It goes to arbitration now. Yes, exactly. We're going to get into that in just a moment. Deacon Fatal said, did she have a lawyer? Yes, she had a lawyer. She did have a lawyer. They just didn't do a good job. Hello Swinky says, no, just enjoy your vacay, Bree. Yeah, probably will. But I mean, I feel bad because I like to pop in and things like that, but that's okay. I probably will enjoy the vacay. Dicky Fiddle says, you have been busy with adulting things. Yes, and I'm ready for it to slow down, but this year, I just don't think it's going to slow down. The firm that I started working at, they're like, oh yeah, we have another attorney, so let's take on like all these new cases. And so we've been getting a bunch of new cases in that firm, plus transferring over my cases to that firm, plus YouTube. It has been crazy. I'm hoping it will slow down at some point, but it's also good if it doesn't slow down because, you know, more money. Tiny D says, in my mama voice, you bet not come on while you're on your y'all don't want to come to the pool with us? No. Maybe it'll just be a phone, just random live stream. Like, this is what we do. We partying, BriHive. Okay. No, I'll probably make some like TikToks and shorts and stuff like that, though, for everyone to see. Try. I don't know. I like to avoid social media, so I probably won't. Let me stop lying on here. Okay. I try to avoid social media. All right. Yet I'm live streaming, right? Okay, so we have Erica Herman, who is ex-girlfriend, versus Eldrick Woods. What a name. I did not know that was his real name, but here we have it, Eldrick. Eldrick? Am I saying it right? Eldrick. Order on defendant's amended motion to compel arbitration and motion to stay claims, which is just fancy for... Sorry, y'all. My headphone keeps going in and out, and I'm like, is it trying to connect to other things? Let me see here. Why is this dead or something? I'll figure it out later. No one's on here, so I don't need the headphones for right now anyways. Okay, let's see. Let's see. All right. So this is ruling on Tiger Woods' motion to basically get rid of this thing. It should not be in court. This cause came before the court on defendant's amended motion to compel arbitration and motion to stay claims. The court, after fully considering the motion and the stay motion, plaintiff's response in opposition, defendant's reply, applicable law, argument of counsel, and being otherwise duly advised in the premises, hereby finds and concludes as follows. So, like I said, on May 9th, they had the hearing. The minutes note that the hearing was about an hour long, so that gave each attorney about maybe 30 minutes or so, give or take, to make their arguments. The court reviews the writings, of course, and then they're going to make their decision after reviewing the writings, the law, and the arguments that they heard on May 9th. Guys, if you haven't already, please do hit the like button. Let's see if we can make it to our goal of 100 likes per stream. We're at 31 likes right now with 33 people watching. So if you have not hit the like button, please do so. All right, let's get into the background of the action here. Plaintiff Erica Herman filed an amended complaint pursuant to Florida statutes on March 16, 2023. The complaint contains one count entitled declaratory judgment, which is basically, like I explained earlier, she wants the court to rule that this NDA does not apply here, okay? She doesn't want him to rule that, or she doesn't want the court to rule that he committed SA or he did anything else, only that the NDA does not apply here and that she can bring this case forward. Within the complaint, Herman sets forth the following allegations without limitations. This case involves a purported non-disclosure and acknowledgement agreement dated August 9th, 2017. They're going to refer to it as Woods NDA. The defendant calls the Woods NDA to be executed. Tiger Woods calls it to be executed. Herman believes that Woods NDA is invalid and unenforceable. Herman is in current doubt about her and defendant's respective obligations and rights, if any, under the Woods NDA. Only the defendant and Herman are purported parties to the Woods NDA. Herman requests the court grant her a declaration that the Woods NDA is not valid or enforceable, or in the alternative, if the NDA is valid and enforceable in any part defining the specific scope of any obligations on the plaintiff under the Woods NDA. That is not the court's job. I don't know who her lawyers are, but it's not the court's job to tell her what she signed, okay? Figure it out. You have lawyers for a reason. Their main contention is that it's not enforceable. They're the only parties to the NDA. She wants to be able to talk her mess without getting in trouble and without getting sued and without owing money, right? And she wants the court to basically say, yes, you can talk your mess without that. Okay, let's see here. In response to the complaint, the defendant filed the motion as well as a motion for protective order and to stay the motion. The court conducted a hearing on the motion and stay motion on May 9th, 2023. The hearing was promptly held to allow the court to summarily, there's not that many words, so I can to summarize, okay? Why is that so hard for me to say? Summarily. Whatever. To summarize, address the motion as required by applicable law. At the hearing, defendant's counsel stated that the defendant filed the executed and unredacted non-disclosure and acknowledgement agreement dated August 9, 2017 at issue in the declaratory judgment, the NDA. The NDA is docketed in the court file, meaning we cannot see it, but all the other documents were free online, which was cool because I didn't have to pay for them and gave us something to cover today, right? But we can't see the NDA unless I missed it, but I'm pretty sure we can't see it. Hence why it's an NDA. Herman's counsel confirmed at the hearing that the NDA serves as the sole basis of Herman's declaratory judgment action contained within the complaint. Defense counsel posited at the hearing that the NDA is valid on its face and reflects that it was executed by Herman and the defendant. The defendant further asserts Herman has attacked the validity of the NDA itself, which under the circumstances is an issue to be determined by the arbitrator versus this court. So, in these NDAs, most NDAs are going to have you go to mediation or an arbitration. The arbitration can be binding on the parties, meaning that whatever the arbitrator decides, you cannot then take it to the court. It's basically like a judgment. I mean, I guess you could appeal the decision, but it's basically like a judgment from a judge. Arbitrators are generally retired judges or attorneys, right, that practiced in this area for a long time. So they hear both sides, you make your arguments, you do some negotiations, but ultimately the arbitrator decides what's happened. In a mediation, the parties do more of like negotiating, and the mediator is just kind of like a neutral person to help guide the conversation and get somewhere. But the mediator cannot make a decision for you. They can make a recommendation to the judge of what should happen, but they cannot make a decision for you. If you guys don't agree on things in mediation, then you basically go back to court. So most of these NDAs have arbitration clauses so that it's cheaper You don't have to spend as much money going to court. Court is very expensive and a very drawn out process, while arbitrations are a lot shorter. What Tiger Woods is saying here is that she has a problem with the NDA. And then she also has a problem. She has a problem with whether this NDA is enforceable, which should be arbitrated. And she also has a problem with the NDA in general, which should be arbitration. So let me go ahead and check out some of the chats to see what y'all are saying, because I see it moving. Okay, let's see. All right, this part. don't get on here during vacation. I'll try. MG, I probably won't. MG Mustang 05 says Tiger's mother is Thai, Chinese, and Dutch ancestry. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Deacon Fatal says yes, that is the correct pronunciation of their names. Tanya D says, yeah, Tiger said he was Blasian. Yeah, I just knew some type of Asian. So Thai is what he is. Cheryl C saying BRB, listening but not in the chat. That's okay. We're happy to have you here. Hella Swanky says, yeah, Tiger is mixed, LOL, when it comes to race. Now UID is less relevant than, okay. How you identify is less relevant than how such socialize. How others see you, he can deny his blackness and say he's mixed, not black all day. However, we'll get to the rest of that. That happens a lot, though, especially like in the sports industry when someone is mixed race. People like to say, oh, this is the first black person to do this, the first black person to do this. But they will sometimes fall back and say, well, actually, I'm not black, I'm mixed. Actually, I'm not black, I'm mixed, right? So we run into that issue quite a lot when we're dealing with I would say athletes, but we're also talking about celebrities in general, right? Even regular people do that, honestly. Like I know people that do not want to be called black because they are mixed, so which makes sense. Tiny D says hitting the like button would be a great wedding gift. Yes, it would. Yes, if you guys have not hit the like button, please do so. It helps out the stream. Maybe it'll buy me a drink in the DR. Who knows? But yes, it would be a great wedding gift. Jane Stoddard, nice to have you back, saying hey, Bree and Hive. Congratulations, Bree. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Deacon Fatal says, okay, so let me get this correct. Why would he need an NDA for someone he is dating? I don't think he was dating. I don't think they. Okay. From what I understand is that she worked at his restaurant and then they probably engaged in some type of relationship. And then these SA allegations came out. So I don't know if he makes everyone who works for him sign an NDA because, you know, maybe he doesn't want people knowing what's happening behind the scenes at his restaurant. I don't know. I didn't get that far into things, right? Or a lot of people, maybe they didn't start off dating and just were kind of hooking up. A lot of celebrities have you sign an NDA if you're going to go into their party, if you're going to just hook up with them, whatever it might be. So it may have started off as just a like kind of casual thing and then shifted over to something more serious. But at the end of the day, if they're not married to them, they most like, one, if they're not another celebrity, that's one thing. And other celebrities probably have to sign NDAs too. And they're not like in a committed relationship. It makes a lot of sense for you to sign an NDA. But I'm pretty sure celebrities have like contract relationships. So this does not surprise me at all. Hello Swanky says, everyone else still sees him as a black man. Actually, Dr. Sherry Types has a great explanation on how internalized racism impacts dating and relationships, even though she used someone else as the example. It perfectly describes Tiger and explains why he keeps having these issues with dating and partners. I believe that I believe, I'm not against what you're saying. I definitely agree with what you're saying, but even when I made that point of like people will pull back and say, oh no, you know, I'm not this, I'm this, I'm not black, I'm this, I'm not, you know, there's like a negative connotation with being black for whatever reason, especially for people that are obviously mixed, because let's be honest, a lot of us are probably intertwined and mixed somehow. But people that are obviously mixed, where you could see one parent is this color and one parent is this color, this race, there is that pullback, which I agree is probably internalized racism. Tanya D says, I can't say Lee words. Man, I was having a time the other night. I was trying to say I was more technologically. Now I can say it. Now I can say it. Now I can't say it. Technologically. Okay, that's how you say it. I was having a time trying to say that the other day, and then it spilled over to the next day. Keep trying to say it. And as you see, I messed up right here on the live stream, but I could not say it to save my life. I add like extra syllables in there, and then it just becomes jumbled. It's a horrible I don't even know what you would call it, a flaw or whatever. But yeah, I cannot say that word to save my life. And then I just changed it to technically, and that's not right either. So I was trying to say I'm more technologically advanced. I figured it out. I don't know if he can hear me, but I figured it out. Technologically advanced. And I just kept going technology. I kept saying technology. I was like, what the heck is that? So I feel for you, Tanya D. That happens to me all the time. Essie, another member of the channel, welcome into the live stream, saying hi, Bri and BriHive. I'm late on this, but congratulations, Bri. I hope you enjoyed your honeymoon or enjoy your honeymoon. Thank you. I plan to definitely appreciate the well wishes. Like I said earlier in the stream, I got to get through all the comments on my post. I have not even had an opportunity to look at the words that everyone has dropped, but I know that a lot of people did comment on my post. So I definitely appreciate you commenting here. And if you commented on my post, I will get back to that. Okay. Nice to have you here, Essie. Cheryl Reed says to Hella Swanky, I sort of understand why he identifies as mixed or biracial. Yes, society sees him as a Black man, but it's disrespectful to his mother if there's no acknowledgement of his Asian part, in my opinion. That's a whole nother issue that mixed race people have to deal with as well. Like, do you acknowledge that part? Sure, when someone first sees you, they might go, oh, that's a Black person, but then you tell them, oh, I'm Black, but I'm also this as well. So is it considered disrespectful? I don't know, because I'm Black. Both my parents are Black, so I don't know. Deacon Fado says the only time I have dealt with arbitration is when I was a union steward, so I kind of get this. And my last question is, why would she sign the NDA? Because she wants to be with him. If you were offered, I don't know who's your celebrity crush, go ahead and drop it in the chat, your celebrity crush. Everyone can drop their celebrity crush in the chat. But let's say, and I don't really have a celebrity crush, but people my age, if Chris Brown, I don't know if we want to use Chris Brown at this point, if they were offered a helicopter ride with Drake, no cameras, no nothing, most women my age are going to sign that NDA to be able to go onto that helicopter ride, just to be around that person. Kind of like when we sign our employment contracts, we don't be reading those things. They tell us not to disclose all kinds of things. So I don't know. I haven't seen the NDA, so I don't know exactly what it said. All right. Witness says, congrats, Bri. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Deacon Fado says, okay, he's giving me Chris Brown vibes. Right. Let's not use Chris Brown. Jackie DVD Stitch Art says his girlfriend was living with him. Yes, but I'm not sure when they signed the NDA. I haven't looked into like when their relationship started or anything like that yet. Cheryl C says, I thought she lived in his house. She did. They were more serious than occasional hookup. From what I understand, all of her stuff was at his house, according to one of her filings. I believe that, but I still think that I think, in my opinion, it may be because of the shows that I watch on TV, I think that all celebrities have a relationship contract. And I think that's why a lot of times when celebrities break up, you don't hear them really saying anything bad about the other one. I think no matter if they're living together, whatever, I think they always have NDAs. That's probably, and when they get married, they have a prenup. So that's That's just my opinion. Don't know if it's true, but that's what I think. In my head, that's what I think. They all have contracts. So even if she lived with him, I'm pretty sure he would still have a contract. Especially to be like, hey, you don't get nothing when you leave me. Deacon Fero says, I love when words kick my booty. Oh, I'm horrible. Like, I'm a lawyer. I should be able to say a lot of things, but I can't. And I don't know why. Deacon Fero says, we read faster than we can say it. That is what happens with me often. Yes. And if you stutter, it's because your brain is going faster than you can actually speak. Hence why y'all are always hearing me stutter on here, because my brain thinks 1,000 miles per minute. And my mouth can't move that fast. Love Howard says, Jason Momoa is the celebrity crush. I think he's a celebrity crush for a lot of people. I didn't know who he was at first, but yeah, I think he's a celebrity crush for a lot of people. Deacon Fado says to Laura, okay, you might be right. You have made a point. For Jason Momoa. Brittany says, yeah, honestly, if Pedro Pascal had me sign an NDA, I would zip my lips and sign that so fast, laughing my ass off. Exactly. If your celebrity crush said, hey, sign this, a lot of people are going to sign it and not even know what it says. They'll be like, I'm going to cut your foot off. At the end of this date, you'll be like, okay, you'll have my foot as a souvenir. A lot of people would do that. Laura says she was more like a paid partner from her filing. I feel like a lot. Let me shut up. I'm not a celebrity yet. I think it's all transactional, in my opinion. Cheryl C says, for me, it depends on the conversation / situation. If someone is asking me about my background and family, I say I'm mixed. But if we are talking about skin color and experience re-race, I'm white. That makes a lot of sense. So I think we would need to see what Tella Swinky's point is exactly on that. I think hers is more of the appearance, but I don't know exactly everything that she's referring to in there. Let's see. Deacon Fado says, okay, don't judge me, but Techno Herta from Wakanda forever, because I love a man that can dance. I don't know who that is. Let me pull him up. Probably when I see him, I would know who it is. Herta. What does he look like? From Wakanda forever. They're bringing up like 12 different people when I type this up. So I don't even know which one he is. Oh, okay. The guy with the ankles. Okay, the guy with the ankles. He can dance. Did he dance in the movie? Okay. Not the guy with the ankles, Brie. I really thought of the guy with the ankles. This guy from the newest movie. Oh man, the guy with the ankles. Yeah, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. The wings on his ankles. Okay, that's the celebrity crush. We love to see it. All right. Elise Lynch says, I'm having a hard week, but just want to drop a like and send some love. Take care, y'all. Well, thank you. I hope that your week gets better. We definitely appreciate you dropping by and hitting the like button. It helps out a lot. And I hope your weekend gets better, and hopefully the whole end of the month is a lot better for you. Tiny D is sending love and hugs to you, Elise, as well. Brittany says he can have my foot. Exactly. A lot of people will sign their foot away for their celebrity crush. Oh my gosh. Cheryl C says, same girl. He isn't even my type in real life, but I would sign that agreement so fast. That would be so weird if celebrities had like a foot fetish, and part of like hanging out with them for a day, they collected feet. That would be the weirdest thing in the world. Well, I don't know if it'll be the weirdest thing in the world. I'm sure people have done worse, but I think that would be really weird. Really weird. Deacon Fiddle says, thank you to Elise, and I hope the rest of your week goes better. Yes, of course, we hope your week gets better. One Blessed Nana says, my daughter is dyslexic and can't say ketchup, cinnamon, or Canada correctly. It doesn't matter how many times she tries. It's check up, cinnamonin, and cananada. Oh, that would drive me crazy because it's like, you're saying it wrong and you can't fix it. Oh my gosh. I'm glad to hear I'm not the only one. I think I might be a little dyslexic, but I don't think it all the way makes sense because I don't mix up the letters. It's just when it comes out of my mouth, it's all wrong. What is that called? I don't know if it will be dyslexic. Elise saying thank you to us. Hugs to all. Hugs to you as well. Brittany saying to Cheryl C, I haven't had a celeb crush in years, but that man has me in a chokehold. I forgot who you said it was. Let me see. Who did Brittany says? Pedro Pascal. Let's see who Pedro. I don't know who that is, so let's see. Y'all know I don't be knowing nobody, but I'll talk about everybody. Hey, he popped up for Herta, the Herta guy, whatever you call him. Oh no, maybe not. Where is he from? I mean, what movie is he from? This guy, is this who we are talking about for Britney's celebrity crush? I think I pulled up the right person. All right. He was the bad guy. Yes, in the movie. I just said the guy with the ankles. Namor. I'll pull that up. I don't know who that is on the top of my head. Are y'all correcting me in how I'm saying something? Deacon Fiddle says, yes, he can. Namor, let's see. Deacon Fiddle says, look at him. Oh, yeah, that's your man. Chelsea says to Brittany, I love his sense of humor, too. He is pretty funny. Chelsea says, hello, laughing. Hello.
I'll be back. Do you need anything?
No. Oh, thanks. Oh, can you, some cookies?
I'll get you some cookies.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
Me the flavor you want.
Okay. All right.
How am I looking?
You look good.
Get on your stream. Out here trying to check me out.
We talk about celebrity crushes.
I'm a celebrity. You ain't crushing on me. I'm not good enough.
We're already off topic. We're like 40 minutes in, off topic already. You're welcome, Elise. We really do hope you get your week gets better for sure. Deacon Fatal says, I wouldn't go that far to cut your foot off. No. Some people would. Hey. Brittany says to Cheryl, see, he's a goofball, and I think that's a huge part of why I am obsessed. Haha. I feel like I've seen him and stuff, but I don't know him all the way. Let's see. Chelsea says, try guys just posted a video today. You should check it out. To Brittany. Tiny D says Quentin Tarantino has a foot fetish. Chopping off a foot and keeping it is wild though. Maybe like a little mold of your foot, that would be a little like less crazy, I think. If you just like do a foot imprint for them, that would be a weird fetish, but a lot less sadistic than chopping a foot off. Chelsea says he is in Mandalorian and also Joel from The Last of Us. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I don't know any of those. He's in Mandalorian. Tiny D says, I'm older, so my crush is Lorenz Tate and his short self. Yes, his short self. I know who that is. Lorenz Tate, that's who you like. He still look young though. He does look young still, so that works out. But he's short. For sure short. Brittany says, yes, that's him. Right now he's getting a lot of traction for The Mandalorian and The Last of Us. I don't watch either one of those, so I will have to check it out. But he still looks familiar from something else. None of those ring a bell for me. Deacon Fiddle says, no, you are not. Do you know how long it took me to pronounce library and army and awesome correctly? No. I don't know. I feel like it has to be some type of it has to have a word for it. Chelsea was saying hi to Alpha. He already walked out. Lord says there are levels to now I can't even say that word. Dyslexia and speech implementation can be a symptom. Yeah, probably have something like that going on with me. For sure. Witness says Pedro Pascal was in Narcos. Maybe that's where I know him from. He can do anything he'd like with my feet. Y'all with this guy, Pedro needs to come check out the BriHive if you're looking for a wife. Thinking Fatal says it was hilarious. Everyone said hi to Alpha. He already rolled out of here. I'll let him know. Julia 453 says, hey Alpha, hey Bree, congrats on your marriage. The pics were gorgeous. Thank you so much. I'm waiting on the professional pictures. That day, y'all, it was so rushed. Like, I went to work. Well, let me start. I got ready in the morning, went to court. The court decided it was going to run late. I was like almost the last case called, came back, had to rush to get ready, had like 2 hours to get ready, which felt like 5 minutes because I still had to pack because we stayed the night in Sacramento at a hotel and we went out. But yeah, it went by so fast. I felt so rushed. I did not get any like solo pictures. I did not get any other than like what people called me candidly. Pictures with just Alpha and I did not get any of those other than what the photographer caught. So man, it was a crazy day. So hopefully the photographer's pictures come out a lot better than the ones that I posted, but thank you for that anyways. And Jane Soder saying congratulations to Alpha. I think he is in here, so he could probably hear. Brittany says Narcos is so good, laughing my A off. Yeah, I think that's where I know him from. Essie says, oh, tell Alpha he can wear the hell out of a suit. Where are pics of your wedding? I posted some on Twitter and I also posted some on YouTube, my community tab, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Facebook and Instagram definitely has more pictures. I'm still waiting on the pictures from the photographer because I'm pretty sure those ones are going to be flawless. I'm waiting for those. They were like really nice setup, so I'm hoping that they come out pretty. But yeah, we have like the kind of pictures from our parents' phones that are a little blurry that we were able to post. Tanya D says off topic is what we do best. We are way off topic. Do y'all even remember what case we're covering at this point? Julia says, I think I saw pics on the community tab. Yes, I did post some on the community tab. They're very limited. There are definitely more on Instagram, and my handle, oh, that's on my private page actually, so you guys wouldn't even be able to see it. Okay, I'll post some more, especially when we get the professional pics. Deacon Federal says to Tanya, yes, he does. It's every single one of his films. Okay, let's see. Essie says Arnie Hammer and cannibalism allegedly read those NDAs, y'all. That would be bad. Imagine going to his house and he has you eat. Okay, let me stop. So Julia says my pup's paw print to remember her by. That's the only normal version of this. Not sure what I walked into. We're talking about Tiger Woods' case and the fact that his ex-girlfriend signed an NDA. And Deacon Fatal asked why would she sign an NDA? And I said a lot of people would sign an NDA to be with their celebrity crush. I asked people to drop their celebrity crushes in the chat, and then I made a joke that a lot of people would cut their foot off if the NDA said so, and people agreed. So I don't know. That was my recollection of how we got here. But yeah. Chelsea says Pedro Pascal is 48, age appropriate for me. Hey, okay, Pedro, look, we got a pool of women. Is he married? He may be available. And he's on the Game of Thrones too. I also have him popping up for like suits. No, that's him in a suit. Okay, let's see. Jen Soder says, I'm in my 50s. Viggo Mortensen is my celeb crush. I'm not familiar with who that is. Julia says, hey, everyone. Hello. Welcome in. All right. Happy Saturday to Julia. I'm behind in the chat as always. Let's see. Cheryl C. agrees that Viggo is attractive, but Aragorn is hot. Okay. Okay, we are going in with these celebrity crushes right now. Deacon Fatal says, and my last celeb crush was Keanu and Paul Rudd with his unproblematic face. All right. MG Mustang says, I Googled it. Difficulty pronouncing certain words is called dysarthria. It's not fatal. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know it's not fatal. Because I get so frustrated sometimes. I feel like it drives up my blood pressure. But thank you for letting me know that it's not fatal. All right, y'all. Sounds like we got dysarthria. Let me go get diagnosed with that so I can tell people about it now and not diagnose ourselves on BriHive YouTube channel. Essie says, Runkle said the suit thing about Alpha, my bad, I'm multitasking. Yeah, they actually saw him at Alita's wedding, and a lot of the male YouTubers said the same thing. He does put on a suit pretty nice. Fun fact, he might kill me for saying this. He owned no suits when I met him, okay? Absolutely no suits when I met him. So you guys have me to thank for his nice suit wearing, okay? He was like, I don't wear that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, we'll see. And now he has probably more suits than I have elegant dresses. But you know, it's harder with dresses because you can't wear them multiple. I mean, I guess you can wear them multiple times, but a lot of times we try not to wear them multiple times. So yeah, he has like 7 suits now. When I first met him, he had 0. So yes. Okay. One Blessed Nana says, I only read aloud to kids under 5 because I cannot read the words exactly as they are written on the page. Anyone from over 5 makes fun of me when I try. I also mispronounce words I'm reading. I believe it. I do the same thing. I used to get so much anxiety in popcorn reading, but luckily I didn't have a lot of friends, so no one ever wanted to call on me. So it was okay. Laura Howard says Pedro was also Urban Marto from the Game of Thrones. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see. Agree. Kenyu is more attractive now than when he was younger. Francisca says Pedrito Pascal is the pride of our country. Oh, that's good. Tiny D says, interesting. Good to know the MG Mustang. Yep, because I'm about to tell everyone I have that. Deacon Fado agrees to like an older Kenyu. Y'all, we are way off. Let me see. Cheryl Reed said Idris Elba is my celeb crush, but I will not cut my foot off. Hey, if you sign the NDA without reading it all the way, you might cut your foot off. Be like, you signed it. Be like, okay. Tanya D says re-upgraded Alpha. He likes street clothes. I don't know if you guys can like see him right now. He's when he came into the camera frame, he's got on like shorts and bunch of name brand stuff. And I'm like, yeah, we're not wearing that. I mean, he squeezed in name brand at the wedding. He had the Gucci belt on, but that's about it. I'm like, no, you have got to, come off of those he's not coming off the name brands, but you have to come off those name brands and get you a suit. Yes, he is an upgrade. He's a husband now, y'all. He is a husband now. He was a fiance when I got him into a suit. It took all the way to fiancehood to get him into a suit. So there you have it. Laura Howard says most men would never buy a suit if they didn't have to. Right. And then he saw he looked good and then he bought like 7 at one time. So good that they fit good, right? Witness says, yes, Idris is very hot. Even though he's older, he's a celebrity crush for a lot of people my age too. As he says, to Bree put an alpha on the suit game. Good job, girl. Yes. He had to grow up. He's a husband now, right? Julia says, just keep the dresses forever. My mom has shown me dresses at the department store that look exactly like one she has from 20 years ago. Yes. So I actually wore a dress. Let me see. I wore a dress 2018, 2017, something like that. And then I went shopping for a dress for this year, 2023. And was about to buy a dress, or I did buy a dress, and it was like so plain. It was not as cute. And I'm like, let me go see if I can fit this 2017 dress. And I did, and I didn't have a lot of pictures in that dress because it was like for a barrister's ball, and I didn't really take pictures in it. So I just wore that dress. I wear my old dress because I'm like, no one's seen me in it. It's still cute. It's still up to par. And these dresses are like $80, $100, and they are not impressive. So I agree there. When it says, and Kenny Reeves, yes. Okay. Don't know anyone that couldn't find Idris Elba hot. There isn't even a question. Yeah, I first noticed him, even though he was in like a whole bunch of movies before that. I think he got hot like when Takers came out. To my knowledge, we'll go with my knowledge, not to me, because I'm a married woman. Julia said, and same for popcorn reading and being saved by lack of friends. Yes. No one calls on you. Cheryl Reese's witness. Yes, once I see him smile or walk, I become butter. Deacon Beto says, okay, so boss attorney Bree, the moral of the story is read the contracts. Yes, exactly. Or you may be signing away your foot. Yes. Just like homegirl, what was that girl? Haley Page signed away the rights to her name as a dress designer. Not good. Yes, you got to read those contracts, Tanya. All right. Caught up, skip some chat. Sorry I missed y'all chat. We gotta finish the case. We're like page 2 in, and there's like 11 pages. I'm like, we could talk about celebrity crushes all day. Yes, we got led here by asking why would she sign the NDA. But let's get back into the NDA. Tiger Woods' case against his girlfriend, what was her name? Erica Herman. Let's see. The NDA contains a dispute resolution section, which reads the exclusive manner of resolution of any and all disputes, claims, or controversies arising between plaintiff and defendant of any kind of nature whatsoever, including without limitation claims arising from or pertaining to breach of this agreement, which would be her trying to say he SA'd her. Where are we at? Breach of this agreement, the alleged wrongful disclosure or threatened wrongful disclosure, again, saying the SA stuff, of confidential information, enforcement, bringing this action, interpretation of validity, what she's arguing for the NDA to be deemed as unenforceable, or specific performance. What is she supposed to do under the contract? What she is freaking asking the judge, like, no, go to arbitration and figure it out with your attorney. Let's see. Or specific performance, among other claims, shall be resolved by mandatory binding, in all caps, confidential arbitration to the greatest extent permitted by law. By agreeing to arbitration, they are giving up any rights they may have to a trial by judge or jury with regard to matters which are required to be submitted to mandatory binding arbitration. So this clause is actually what we talked about earlier. This is where it's like a judgment. The arbitrator, what they say is final. They cannot then go, okay, let's take it to trial. No, you're going to have to take it up on appeal, right? The dispute resolution section of the NDA further states that the arbitration shall be administered by the American Arbitration Association under its commercial arbitration rules. Prior to the hearing, defense counsel additionally filed a declaration of Robert J. McNamara, declaration of Christopher J. Hubman, and declaration of Eldrick Woods. We're going to call him McNam. The McNam declaration states, among other things, McNam knew Herman, so knew the plaintiff. On approximately August 9th, 2017, Herman advised him that she signed the NDA. Herman showed him her signature on the NDA, so she was going around showing people her NDA. What? Hopefully she was only showing the signature page. It's literally an NDA, and the first thing she goes and do and tell somebody that she signed the NDA and showed them the signature. Like, did she not understand what the NDA is or what it was for? Let's see. What is wrong with this lady? Herman showed her signature on the NDA and advised she intended to deliver it as requested. Hey guys, look at my NDA. I'm going to go turn it in right now, is basically what she did. The Hubman declaration, Hubman, so not McNam, we're now on Hubman declaration, states, among other things, Hubman knew of Herman. Herman was responsible for negotiating the NDA. So not only was there an NDA, she had some things change. Let me read on. Herman first discussed the NDA with Herman on April 17, 2017. So what was that? 5 months prior? After reviewing the initial NDA draft, Herman asked for revisions. Herman's proposed revisions were incorporated into the NDA. Herman advised Herman to review the NDA and consult with a lawyer before executing it. So she went to her friend to help her with her contract. Y'all, what do we say? Read your NDAs, read your contract. Do not go to your friend from down the street to read your contract for you. I want to look at his declaration and see what kind of authority he had to help her with this NDA. And not only that, he advised her to go to an attorney. So I'm going to assume he's not an attorney, okay? Or at least not an attorney that does this type of law. So not a smart move. On August 9th, and they must really not like her to be writing declarations on behalf of Tiger Woods. Okay. On August 9th, 2017, Herman delivered a fully executed copy of the NDA to Hubman's office. On August 9th, 2017, Hubman emailed Herman a signed NDA stating he was providing her with a fully executed copy of the NDA for her files. So I'm wondering if he's like her agent or something because he's the one that actually delivered it. Hubman identified a true and correct copy of the NDA and email correspondence to and from Herman regarding the NDA. Hubman identified defendant's signature on page 3 of the NDA. The Wood Declaration states, among other things, his signature appeared on page 3 of the NDA. He was familiar with Herman's handwriting and signature. Herman's signature appears on page 3 of the NDA above her printed name. Because remember, they were in a relationship, so he would be familiar with her handwriting. However, if this were to go to trial, which it cannot go to trial because of the arbitration clause, they would need a handwriting expert. And they will also need to ask her, hey, is this your signature? If she says no, boom, give us your signature so that the handwriting expert can compare the two. Tiger Woods can testify to it, but his statements would not be as strong as like a handwriting expert statement. All right. At the hearing and in response to defendant's position that the NDA is valid on its face, Herman's counsel argued that defendant failed to authenticate the NDA. Herman was not present at the hearing. However, Herman's counsel went on to advise the court at the hearing on behalf of his client. He cannot say for certain Herman's signature is on the NDA, and she does not recall signing the NDA. However, Herman's counsel indeed acknowledged the existence of the NDA containing signatures purporting to be those of the parties in the action. Not a good argument. She is basically saying, oh, I didn't sign that, ma'am. So somebody forged your signature on an NDA that you're asking the court to hold unenforceable, but you didn't sign it? You didn't sign it. What's the point of bringing this then? I got to look at her complaint. I did not go through her complaint fully. I wonder if that is something that she's alleging. So basically, she was not at the hearing. Her attorney can't confirm nor deny that it's not her signature. He does see the signature, but he's saying his client says she doesn't remember signing it 6 years ago. We got to pull up her complaint because I gotta see if she's claiming that she never signed the NDA. That would be ridiculous. Okay, let's see. What's going on here? Okay, the complaint further seeks a determination that the dispute resolution section of the NDA, Section 3, is unenforceable under the Forced Arbitration of Sexual Assault and Sexual Harassment Act. If you didn't sign the NDA or you don't remember signing the NDA, why are you trying to hold it as unenforceable because of other statutes? Say you didn't sign it. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is the court's analysis. Cherie says, now she got amnesia. Right. What the hell? Yes, she got amnesia at this point. She does not remember signing it, but it should be held unenforceable because I gotta read the complaint. I should have read the complaint first. Okay, I think this is gonna go into some of it, but let's see what it says. We might go to the complaint after this. Here we go. An action seeking declaratory relief, and this is just going to be like the rules that the court has to follow, requires a bona fide controversy justiciable in the sense that it flows out of some definite or concrete assertion of fact, and there should be involved the legal or equitable relations of the parties having adverse interest with respect to which the declaration is sought. She's basically asking them to declare that the NDA is not enforceable. The nature of the relief sought by Herman is the complaint concedes the existence of the NDA and request judicial declarations concerning it. Okay, existence. So is she arguing that it doesn't exist? Arbitration agreements are strongly favored as matters of public policy and will enforce whenever possible. In ruling on a motion to compel arbitration, the trial court must consider three elements: whether a valid written agreement to arbitrate exists, whether an arbitrable issue has been raised, and whether the right to compel arbitration has been waived, which it has not, because Tiger filed this motion. Number 2 is met because she's asking if it's enforceable. That's a part of arbitration, and performance under the agreement is part of arbitration. So the only thing that's of question is whether there's a valid written agreement, which I thought everyone kind of said there is this NDA. Let's hold it not enforceable. But maybe I misunderstood and skimmed the complaint too fast. When interpreting a contract, the court must first examine the plain language of the contract for evidence of the party's intent. Intent unexpressed will be unavailing. If it's not in there, it doesn't count. Florida statute governs proceedings to compel arbitration. On a motion of a person showing an agreement to arbitrate and alleging another person's refusal to arbitrate pursuant to the agreement, if the refusing party opposes the motion, the court shall proceed summarily, still not right, but okay, to decide the issue and order the parties to arbitrate unless it finds that there is no enforceable agreement to arbitrate, which is her only hope at this point. This is her only hope, that this agreement is not valid because I did not sign it. That's the only hope that she has at this point. When a party seeks to compel arbitration and the other party opposes the motion, the trial court must first determine whether there are disputed factual issues regarding the making of the arbitration agreement. A disputed factual issue can be established by argument of counsel, her attorney saying she doesn't remember signing the agreement and they cannot confirm it and she's not here. Oh, how convenient for her not to be there and her not to file a declaration regarding whether it's her signature or not. And her saying to her counsel, I don't remember signing it, but I'm not going to show up to the hearing, so the judge cannot ask me if I signed it. How convenient is that? That's very convenient for her. Okay. If the court determines there's a substantial disputed issue, then it must set an expedited evidentiary hearing. So we can ask her, did you sign this? The nature of the hearing was intended to discern if substantial issues is raised as the making of the NDA. The hearing held on the motion utilized an abbreviated and summary procedure for raising issues akin to small claims rules, which allow a defendant to raise issues at a preliminary hearing. The statute requires a hearing to determine whether there are disputed issues regarding the making of the agreement. If the court discerns that there are no disputed issues, it is required to enter an order compelling arbitration pursuant to the terms of the parties' agreement. If the court finds disputed issues concerning the making of the agreement, it must set an expedited hearing. The defendant has filed and shown the court that the NDA, which appears on its face to be valid, executed by Herman and the defendant, and contains a broad arbitration clause. Herman herself has brought this declaratory judgment action, asking the court in equity to make certain declarations about the NDA as it relates to the validity and scope. The complaint is one count and does not contain any at-law causes of action. The complaint does not allege that the NDA does not contain Herman's signature. So she does not say it in her complaint, or that she is not sure of the existence or contents of the NDA for which she seeks specific judicial declaration in this action. In Herman's memorandum in opposition to the motion, she does not deny that the signature on the NDA is hers and that she agreed to arbitrate disputes with defendant, or that she agreed to arbitrate disputes with defendant. So we don't need to read the complaint. The court just told us. She is not even challenging the fact that it's her signature, yet her attorney decided he was going to, at a whim, challenge it during the hearing as a last-ditch effort to save her. Come on now. Come on now. Furthermore, at the hearing, counsel for Herman admitted to the court that Herman has the NDA, which Herman's counsel agrees is the same NDA filed in the case by the defendant and relied upon for purposes of the motion. However, counsel himself represented that his client, oh, please sanction this attorney. He does not dispute that it's the same NDA that was filed. But at the hearing, he decides to tell the court, my client doesn't remember signing that. But in none of the motions, and let me tell y'all, there was a complaint, there was an amended complaint, there was a response to Tiger Woods' request to go to arbitration, there was a response to Tiger Woods' request to go to, I think there was like two, there was a response to that. These are all filings by the plaintiff. And in none of those papers, she says, oh, that's not my signature. He forged my signature. She did not say that at all. But at the hearing where his client is not present is when the attorney brings it up. For those of you who asked, did she have an attorney? Yes, this is her attorney. This is her attorney making stuff up as he goes. Okay, let's see. Herman's counsel also admitted at the hearing that the NDA filed in this case by defendant in support of the motion is the specific document that his client is requesting a declaratory judgment on. Importantly, Herman has not denied that her signature is on the NDA. Herman additionally has not denied that the clear terms of the NDA require resolution of her disputes, claims, or controversies would via binding confidential arbitration. Additionally, the declarations filed by defendant unequivocally state that Herman actively participated in negotiations for the NDA. Remember, the NDA was presented to her in April and they did not sign it until August. She sent over terms which were incorporated into the agreement. So she knows about this agreement. She's actively participated in drafting the agreement. She signed the NDA and delivered the NDA to defendants' representatives. The case of CT Miami, I'm not going to read all of that, is persuasive concerning the issue of whether a written agreement to arbitrate exists between Herman and defendant. In CT Miami, the party seeking to avoid arbitration relied upon the opposing party's lack of signature on the at-issue agreement to contest the existence of the agreement itself. Nope. The Third District Court of Appeal, relying upon the agreement, audited financial statements and emails between the parties, affirmed the trial court's ruling that the parties had reached a binding agreement and that the objecting party had not met its burden to dispute the existence of the valid and binding agreement to arbitrate. Your signature is on it. You agreed to it. You agreed to it. Is there a section that says this contract is not binding until both parties sign? If it doesn't say that, then it goes against you for sure. The record before the court at the hearing on the motion establishes that there is no substantial issue of fact regarding the making or existence of the NDA, which contains an arbitration clause. Herman's counsel attempted to equivocally allege that Herman... They bolded this. Herman's counsel attempted to equivocally allege that Herman cannot remember signing the NDA or cannot say for certain that she did, does not create a disputed issue of fact requiring an evidentiary hearing because you didn't put it in the writings. You didn't put it in your complaint. You didn't put it in your oppositions, and you're just saying it at the hearing. Court's like, F you, bro. The court's like, F you, bro. Okay. She does not remember signing the NDA and cannot say for certain that she did. Does not create a disputed issue of fact requiring an evidentiary hearing. Herman has not met her burden to dispute the existence of the NDA. To be clear, if the record at the time of the hearing contained unequivocal assertions from Herman or on her behalf that the NDA did not exist, if it was in the writings, and or did not contain her signature and or that she did not sign the NDA, substantial issues of fact would exist requiring an evidentiary hearing. The cases cited by Herman's counsel in support of requesting an evidentiary hearing is distinguishable from the case at hand. You can't just make up things as you go. You cannot just make up things as you go. Concerning Herman's reference to the EFAA in the complaint, the EFAA amended the Federal Arbitration Act by invalidating any pre-dispute mandatory arbitration clause as it applies to plaintiffs' allegations of claims or related to workplace sexual harassment, and specifically requires the court to make the determination regarding EFAA applicably. When the court finds that EFAA applicable to a claim or dispute within legal action, the entire case will be barred from arbitration as in its operative language. The EFAA makes a pre-dispute arbitration. Oh, what was that? Okay. Make a pre-dispute arbitration agreement invalid and unenforceable with respect to a case which is filed under federal, tribal, or state law and relates to the sexual harassment dispute. However, where a party seeks to invoke EFAA based on a claim of sexual harassment, such a claim must have been plausibly pled. So, she did not plead this one. So, they're not going to rule on it probably. In the instant action, Herman has not pursued any claims for sexual assault or sexual harassment against defendant. She has solely pursued a declaratory judgment action and has only made vague, threadbare references to behaviors or actions she contends constitute sexual harassment within her response filed on May 5th, 2023. While Herman's counsel has made reference to the NDA itself, creating a barrier to making such claims. Herman has also specifically cited the Speak Out Act of 2022, which holds that no non-disclosure or non-disparagement clause agreed to prior to the dispute arising is judicially enforceable in instances of sexual assault and sexual harassment alleged to have violated the federal, tribal, or state law, filed on or after December 2022. Herman has had the opportunity to provide factual specificity to specify, okay, for any claim related to sexual assault or sexual harassment. However, she has not done so. Additionally, at this time, has Herman's counsel requested an opportunity to file a second amended complaint to include additional allegations. Therefore, Herman's implausibly pled claims do not permit the court to find that EFAA is applicable. Having found that the NDA containing a broad arbitration clause exists, the court next briefly addresses Herman's validity challenge of the NDA. Challenges to the validity of the NDA as a whole are for the arbitrator to decide. So, blah, you're not going to win here. The arbitrator has to decide if it's valid. As noted earlier within this order, Herman's counsel has conceded this point. Furthermore, per the clear and unambiguous terms of the NDA's dispute resolution section, Herman's request for declaration regarding the scope of the NDA unquestionably falls within the reach of the arbitration agreement contained within the NDA and expressly delegates the authority to the arbitrator to the rule on the scope of NDA or the arbitrability of any claims between the parties. Lastly, concerning waiver, Herman has not pointed to any conduct by the defendant that is inconsistent with his right to participate in arbitration per the NDA, and therefore no substantial issue of fact has been raised regarding waiver. Ordered and adjudged that the motion and stay motion are granted, the parties are ordered to submit this action for arbitration. pursuant to the applicable law. This case is stayed pending completion of arbitration. The parties shall advise the court once arbitration has been completed. The clerk court shall administratively close the case. Done and ordered in chambers in Martin County, Florida. And this was on May 17th. Judge Elizabeth Metzger was not having fun with Miss Erica Herman's attorneys. There we have it, guys. They have to go to arbitration. She didn't plead the facts necessary to decide whether the NDA will be stopped by the sexual assault claims. So, boom, she loses. She loses. Now, should her attorney get some sanctions? Maybe. Maybe we should be looking at sanctions. How are you going to randomly decide? By the way, she doesn't know if she signed the agreement on the last day to make that allegation. Defendants can't even respond to that, okay? Well, they already responded to it before by doing all the declarations saying she signed it and saying, hey, look, this is my signature. To multiple people that are clearly not her friends because they told on her. They snitched on her immediately. Okay, let's go ahead and see what's going on here. I'm gonna go ahead and check out the chat. Thank you for everyone that has joined me live today, this Saturday. We are at 56 likes. If you have not hit the like button already, please do so. See if we can get to our goal of 100 likes per stream. We are pretty far off of it. That's okay. We may be able to make it. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm gonna scroll up a little bit in the chat to see which ones I missed. And then we're going to go through the chats, get some of your comments. If you guys want to come on live, this is supposed to be a members live stream, and I'm just yelling at myself. So if you guys want to come on live, please do so. My earphone is not really working right now, so hopefully it's not too loud. Let me fix that just in case anybody wants to come up and join us here. Let me see. Let me go into my sound settings. Boom. I'm just trying to get is my AirPod dead or something? Or does it keep trying to connect to my phone? Probably keeps trying to connect to my phone. Now, let's see if my sound is on. Go to the phone. Okay, let's see if it works now. All right, my headphone is working. So yes, members, if you would like to join, the link is in the members community tab. All right, let's see. Destiny, welcome into the live stream. Nice to have you back. Saying Tiger should have left this girl where he found her, shaking my head. Hey, she brought him to court for no reason. That sounds maybe like what he should have done. They get to go to arbitration. They can bring it back if the arbitrator says go to court. Tanya D says, so basically she's playing dumb, but she knows better. I don't know if she's playing dumb or if her attorney is not that bright, because you should know these rules. Like, does your attorney not practice in this area? That's my concern at this point. Cheryl Reed says, it's time for Erica to walk away empty-handed. Move on, my girl. Deacon Vero says, please, for the love of everything. I'm not saying it's impossible to approve SA, but you're in a relationship with a celebrity man and you were in a long-term relationship with him, living with him, it's going to be hard to prove SA. We all saw what happened to Amber Heard, okay? We saw what happened to Amber Heard. She said physical abuse. She said SA, all kinds of stuff, and she was not believed. So, Erica, I don't know if this is the right move to go. It's already hard to prove SA. It's even harder, in my opinion, to prove it when you're in a relationship with someone, living with them. It's possible for it to happen. Of course, it's possible for it to happen, but it's hard to prove. Hard to prove because most of the time it's just you two parties there. Tiny says, whether she remembered or not, it's irrelevant. She signed it. Right. Exactly. And none of her pleadings, none of her papers said, that's not my signature. He completely forged it. But guess what? Tiger Woods submitted 3 declarations. Tiger Woods said it's her signature. Hubman said it's her signature. And McNabb said it's her signature. Her attorney at the hearing says it's not her signature. Or he doesn't know. Not even that it's not her signature. It's that he doesn't know if it's her signature. Oh my gosh. Deacon Fatal says her attorney is poo. Not doing a very good job. We are not giving you no reviews, whoever the attorney is. Destiny says this girl should be happy with bags and expensive stuff she got out of this relationship. Stop trying to come up. Let it go. Move on. Let's let it go. Deacon Fatal says to me, at the end of the day, I'm too poor to worry about these rich people problems. Hey, that is true. We are too poor, but we still gonna talk about it. But you don't got to worry about it. Don't worry about it, but we're going to talk about them. We are going to talk about them. Take her bags and go. Sell them. Do something. All right. Cracking up. Oh, my gosh. Where are we at here? Saying thank you for the claps. As he's saying, oh, that answers my question about criminality voiding NDAs. Yeah, so there are statutes in place that if that did happen, she could still bring a case forward for that and she doesn't have to go to arbitration. She just didn't plead that. So guess what? She has to go to the arbitrator and say, hey, I don't think this NDA is valid because of these reasons. And the arbitrator says, hey, yeah, you know, that's right. You are claiming sexual allegations. Go ahead and take it to court. But she didn't do that. The judge could have decided on that here if she would have pled it in her complaint, but she did not. And that's what the judge pointed out. And they gave her the opportunity to amend it. Deacon Fatal says, I do have so many questions, yet I'm too poor to ask them. Like, where is the police report when this happened? The SA that she's alleging? Don't know. The court says she's only made vague allegations. So I'm not going to read through all these papers. I'm not going to read through all the papers to see her vague allegations of this SA, right? Right. Voiding the NDA, yes. As far as like the statute stopping it, yes, Essie. Deacon Fatal says, I would think there would be a police report at least. No, most of the time, no. A lot of people don't report it, especially if you are in the relationship, right? And I'm not exactly sure when she's claiming it happened either. Biographer says, hi, Mary Bree. Hello. Welcome back to the live stream. Nice to see you here. Dropping a little bride emoji. So cute. Aww. Okay. Essie says to Deacon Fatal, it sounds like she didn't officially claim SA. No, she did not. She didn't plead it. And she didn't plead that the arbitration clause does not apply because of these reasons. So she got dismissed and she has to take that part to the arbitrator too. And then she can refile. I cannot see this message by Deacon Fatal, but Deacon Fatal is a member of the channel for 11 months. I definitely appreciate the support there. She says, I almost forgot I'm still a member and this is Rich Hot Mess. Yes, you are a member. And it is Rich Hot Mess, but it gives us things to talk about on Saturday morning / afternoon. Julia says, I doubt that sanctionable, LOL. For him to, yeah, it's probably not sanctionable. You're probably right. But it was a dick move. It's not sanctionable, but it probably was a dick move. You're probably right. Biographer says, why would the attorney possibly get sanctioned? I'm talking about how he tried to, I don't even know if her attorney is a guy, but how the attorney basically tried to bring up, oh, that's not her signature that we know of, and my client's not here to ask her. So yeah, just go with that. But Julia's probably right. It's not egregious enough. I think the court called it out enough times and not gonna go for sanctions on that. Manipulating the court, not being transparent with the court, all part of your bar rules, right? Cheryl Reed says, sometimes you just need to admit defeat. Right. Definitely need to admit defeat. Saying thank you. Julia says, biographer, I think Bree feels like the attorney knew otherwise and was misrepresenting facts. Yes, exactly. But I think to the level of sanctions, probably not. I'm just being mean, right? Julia says, oh, Lord, Bree, are you going to make me jump on there? No one has come to join. It's a good day. It's a good day to join, but we still got a good 30 minutes left for my schedule on this stream today. So if anyone wants to pop in, please do so. Julia says, bloody hell, I look like crap. I have to be on camera. Yes, you do have to get on camera. We have to. I guess we could do audio, but camera is always nice. I like to see who I'm talking to. Julia became a member to join me. Thank you. Thank you for renewing your membership. I hope you pop on. It's in the members community tab. You should be able to see it, if I'm not mistaken. Julia 543 says, which made me realize my gift membership had expired. I forgot to renew. It's all good. We're happy to have you back into the membership. Laura says she was living in his house as a kept woman and now wants an additional bag now that he's moving on. This is what happens when you act like a hoe but want to be a housewife. In her head, she was a housewife. He just dismissed her like a hoe. Y'all crack me up. Y'all really crack me up. You gotta get those. You gotta get the ring. Maybe not the ring. You got to get the papers. You got to get those papers, the marriage certificate. You can't just be acting like a wife without the papers. It's easy to say, right? Julia says to Deacon Fatal, go get your butt on there. Yes, y'all need to be joining. Come on in. Deacon Fatal says this, like watching the stories my grandma used to watch. I do think Stephan will show up again. I don't know who that is. Biographer says, thanks. Playing ignorance on the part of the attorney on a key point is not a good look. The thing is, it's almost like you didn't even know this was part of the case. Like you didn't know you needed to plead those facts. And also, maybe it's not that they didn't know, but knew that they could not seriously plead those allegations, knowing that it will be proven to be false, and then she'll be on the line for perjury, right? So I know slimy lawyers that do stuff like this. I do. So I can see it. I see why it happened, but it's not a good look, not a good attorney move for sure. Tanya D says, definitely like the soap operas, right? Biographer says, thanks for the perspective. I agree. Claiming ignorance on a key legal point by an attorney is not a good look. No, not at all. I think I just reread that one. You corrected it. Chelsea says Woods and his team did treat her awful, though. Maybe it was warranted, maybe it wasn't. We'll likely never know, but the way he got rid of her was brutal. I don't know enough about their background to know what happened, right? But I don't know if it's a good move to bring this. Maybe arbitration will help her. She might get the result that she wants in arbitration, honestly. They're going to treat it like it's a court case, and she'll get it done a lot quicker. She might want to just go through arbitration and try to get it for as low cost as possible. Lily is in the building saying, hey, Bri and BriHive, hello, welcome. You see my hair looking crazy. I got to wash it and blow dry it, and then we can start it. What's up, Lee in the BriHive? Tiny D saying, hey to sis Jalila. Yes. Biographer says Tiger might learn not to host girls long term. It can be very problematic for a rich person or anyone. Yes, that is true. Get your papers in order before you act like a wife or act like a husband. But I know it's hard sometimes too. Lee, did you want to jump on the stream with me, or did you miss the whole live stream? Because we are at the tail end of this thing. We are at the tail end. Laura Howard says, I'm at work, would surely get fired if I went live. You just see your boss coming in the background like, what are you doing? He just on live stream. Oh my gosh. All right, we got a friend. We got a friend in the background. We got Deacon Fatal in the background. I will bring up. Probably not getting on camera either, huh? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes. How are you today?
I'm okay. I wanted to go outside and do some gardening, like harvesting, actually.
Mm-hmm.
However, the wasps, there were so many wasps, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit my behind down in the house because I don't want to get stung. Because these wasps are aggressive.
Yes. I got stung by a bee probably like 2015, 2016. Horrible experience. Before that, I was like 3. So, yeah, getting stung is not fun.
Never fun. As far as this case, personally, I don't like the man, but at the same time, I think that she's trying to oh God, now I'm doing the same thing that you do. I think he's trying to exploit from him.
Mhm. Trying to get a nice little
Yeah.
payout, which a lot of times with these celebrity cases where people are alleging SA and things like that, a lot of times it is a payout because they don't file a criminal case, but then they come after them civilly. That happens a lot. Not to say they didn't go through the things that they did, but a lot of times they do it and they know they'll get a settlement and then they're happy, right? You get $1 million to be quiet some more.
That also being said, um, when things like this happens, there is a part of shame of
Mm-hmm.
actually admitting that that did happen, and
Right.
that's why oh God, statistics can be
Statistics.
very yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got there. We got there. We're trying to. The statistics can be very disingenuous,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I have noticed in my law enforcement career, because there's people that have been SA'd that don't admit it or don't want to
Mm-hmm.
talk about it because
Yeah.
it's shame.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of things that are going on with this one case, and I can't just look at it with rose-colored glasses. And it's more like I look at this as an investigation to me, and I'm okay with it. But it's like, okay, well,
And
why
those
would
cases are already hard to prove. What is your position on SA cases are hard to prove in general versus an SA case where you're actually in a relationship with that person and you're benefiting from them, and then all of a sudden you're not benefiting from them, and now you're bringing this claim?
that would be harder to prove to me? But again, I'm going back to law enforcement stuff, because then you do have people that SA their spouses.
Mm-hmm.
That is a fact. But no always means no.
Right.
So I get where she's like, this one is a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure it was hard for the judge, but I would have loved to see better evidence from presented by the lawyers.
Yeah, her lawyer completely dropped the ball. If they're saying it's not her signature, they needed to say that in the paperwork. But it's almost like they either didn't know that was an element that they needed to prove, and they're the petitioners, so they have to, or the plaintiffs, so they have the burden of proof, right? Or
If
they know that they could not truthfully plead that it's not her signature, so they avoided it and then tried to throw it in there during the hearing as a little caveat, like, oh yeah, maybe it's her signature, maybe it's not, we need a hearing. You should have wrote that in the paperwork.
yeah, it's like, it sounds like they got lazy, and if they cared about the victim, they shouldn't have.
Right. And I mean, we're not even looking at criminal case at this point. This would just be a civil situation. We're not even looking at. Okay. When did these incidences happen? Was this in 2023 or was this in 2017 at the beginning of the relationship? Which one was it? So it gets real tangled, especially with them being in that long-term relationship, living together and everything. And then the attorneys just not even bringing it up as if they didn't know what they needed to say.
Yeah, that part.
Let's.
Well, I ain't got
Mhm.
nothing else to say about that, but that's my spill on it. It's just like, okay, the attorney failed the victim, if that is the case,
Mhm.
and having an NDA to start a relationship is nonsense to me. It, it,
Well,
it makes no
we
it makes no freaking sense. You can't make it make sense to me.
gotta I get that, but I guess I watch a lot of stuff with celebrities, so I think it makes sense for them. It's almost like a prenup, even though they're not married, because they are famous and they do have a lot to lose when dealing with people that are not famous. As we see people come out with all of these claims, like the one with Chris Brown and the girl. And I know Chris Brown's not the best example, but
No, he's
her
not.
story. But in that particular dancer's story, her story doesn't make sense, right? So it would have probably been in Chris Brown's best interest to get an NDA that he was going to have her at the party and sleep with her or whatever it might be. And then she turned around and went to his house like a week later or whatever it was. So that one doesn't look as good. That one looks like it's more on Chris Brown's side than the woman's side. So I think for celebrities, they should have those type of contracts in place, but I definitely, like, us regular folk, like, an NDA will probably be ridiculous, right?
I'm too poor to discuss this.
I don't think I would do an NDA, but I think, like we said in the chat earlier, if your favorite celebrity crush was like, hey, sign this NDA and I'll take you on a helicopter ride, a lot of us would do it.
I'll feel safe with Keanu Reeves, though. I mean, just be honest, I would.
They might not feel safe with you, so they got to get that writing.
Good point.
Mm-hmm. Might be some crazies out there. All right, let's see what the chat is saying. Pamela Caldwell says, I believe she has proven why he was done with her. The way he did it was probably the only way he could get her to leave the house. I don't know about how she was, for lack of a better word, dismissed from the relationship. Do you know anything on that? Did I lose you, Deacon?
Sorry, say again one more time. I muted myself.
Yeah, no problem. Do you know anything about how their relationship ended?
Absolutely not. Again, I did not study this case at all.
Yeah, same. I just pop up on here and talk about things that seem interesting. Julia said, you said 25 more minutes. I said 30 minutes a while ago. We're still in it. I think it was like 35 more minutes, because I said oh shoot, never mind. No. Yeah. Because I said 2 hours and we're only at 1 hour and 20 minutes. So we're good. Said Biobiographer says hi to Deacon Fatal. Biobiographer says yes.
Hello.
What's with the wasps? They showed up suddenly in Biobiographer's yard as well.
Hello. Wasps actually, they are aggravated usually in the freaking when it's really hot. That's when they come out, and that's when I like to harvest crops. And they're like, "No, you're not gonna do that." And I just run away from the wasp. I just looked outside my window. I was like, "Oh, there's a lot of them there. I'm not going out there." And I felt confident with my decision.
You're gonna have to get something to catch them, because you don't want that messing up your whole season of trying to do your gardening.
I actually usually harvest early in the morning before they wake up, or late at night.
Do wasps sleep?
Yes, they do, and they have to.
I just assume bugs don't sleep.
No, you can't.
I don't know why. Like, I just never thought of a bug sleeping before.
Yes, they sleep.
I guess it makes sense, but
I don't know when they sleep. All I know is when they wake up and when they're more aggressive. So right now it's becoming a little bit darker.
Mm-hmm.
So I can probably harvest, because I have to make meals for my mom and my auntie that just came in town, which is going to be fun. I'm going to try to harvest some crops from my garden to give to them and wash everything down, because I don't know what type of animals came back in my garden and peed on it. That does happen. No, it does happen.
Oh man. Well, shoot. I don't know how to garden. That sounds fun though. MG Mustang says, I'm a news junkie and all this is news to me. Sounds like she's just looking for a way to financially capitalize on the relationship with Tiger. I think a lot of people are of that opinion. Let's see. Essie says, Bree, out of curiosity, do you know how much of your audience practice law versus is just interested in law? I have no idea. I've seen a couple lawyers pop in and say that they're a lawyer, but I think a lot of people are just kind of interested. Go ahead and drop in the chat.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I am not a lawyer. I have been a police officer
Mm-hmm.
with federal departments such as the VA and U.S. Air Force. So that is where my knowledge comes from.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it. So I wouldn't trust me for like assault. I'm just being honest with you. Like I know my limits.
I mean, it's good to have the different perspectives too, because since I cover such a variety of cases, there's different people in the chat that know a lot about certain areas. Like Hella Swanky, who I have not seen in a while. Did she leave? Um, um, they know a lot about different areas, and you too as well. Like with the music, is you and Hella Swanky know quite a lot about the music and entertainment industry. We got Tanya D with the therapy, mental health type industry. So it's good to have different people with different perspectives, because these cases bring up so many different topics. I don't think you need to really be a lawyer to talk about it.
I don't think so either. I think it's good to get perspective on things and to
Mm-hmm.
learn new things about knowledge and how law works with what
Right.
we deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Because in my job right now, law is always changing. My law
Right.
stuff changes in my personal job right now every 2 to 4 years.
Okay. Yeah, that is pretty often. Lee says, I think a lot of celebrities do NDAs because they want to protect themselves, but there would definitely be more grounds if she filed a police report. She would have a little bit more credibility if she filed a police report, but at the same time, like if she filed it while they were in a relationship, that would have ended the relationship. And it sounded like it sounds like she did not want to end the relationship at that time. Not quite sure when these allegations occurred. She's saying sexual harassment in the workplace, so I'm assuming it's while she was still working for him. So it had to be years ago, from my understanding, but she could definitely be claiming something from 2022 as well. I don't know.
Okay, Boss Bree, I will take this a step not further, but um, because like NDAs are very curious to me. Because one, I would not sign one. Let's protect themselves, but I'm sorry, I'm humming. I hum when I read.
That's okay.
But yeah, but why wouldn't she file a police report? She should have filed a police report. But again, a lot of people do not file police reports when they are SA'd with their
Yeah, that is true too.
partner, with their
Mm-hmm.
partner.
Right. And I think Lily is just saying about the validity. I'm not the validity, like her credibility when she brought this forward, because I think a lot of people right now are like, okay, well, why didn't you say anything when it happened? My position for her will probably be because she still wanted to be in the relationship, even though, or maybe she didn't even see it as SA at that time. I don't know. Because I don't know what she's necessarily claiming. If she's talking about like when she was working for him, and she believed that he SA'd her, and then subsequently said, oh, by the way, you SA'd me 2 months ago. Now I'm going to move in and be your girlfriend. That sounds a little outrageous to a lot of people, right? It could be an abusive situation where you feel forced, but I feel like that would be a bit of a stretch for me, particularly.
It does sound like an abusive area for me, like looking on the outside in. It sounds like
Mm-hmm.
an abusive area. It's like how, and I can't really say that much about it, except that what I know is like people are shamed from
Mm-hmm.
reporting SA in general.
Yeah,
Now, I deal
I
with a lot of
definitely agree with that.
SA cases when I was in law enforcement and in my job now.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just trying to send the link to my sister if she wants to. Oh, excuse me, I got the hiccups right now. Come on here. And we got my husband calling, the email going. Hello? Sorry, y'all. Oh, okay. I'll text it to you. I'm still streaming. Okay. Bye. He should know what cookies I like by now. Okay, Lily, I just sent you the link if you still want to come on. Cheryl C says, if I were at that level of celebrity, I would have everyone around me sign NDAs, Uber drivers, NDA first, DoorDash, delivery, NDA first, best friend, definitely signing an NDA. Right. I think that makes sense. I think celebrities should do NDAs, honestly. We have another friend in the background. We have Julia. I'm going to bring you on up. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. Nice to see you here.
There we go. I figured out how to be muted and unmute myself. Sorry.
Hey, how are you today?
I'm all right. How are you?
I am good. Busy, but good.
Yeah.
Did you have any comments on the case that we're talking about right now, the Tiger Woods?
I was just thinking when you mentioned last year's big case at this time that that a lot of people did believe, you were saying people didn't believe Amber Heard, but a lot of people gave her the benefit of the doubt originally when she reported what had happened, and then they didn't think otherwise until the trial. We all know that some people still don't think otherwise. So, and I guess I ended up watching that, not intending. I got sucked in with Emily. She started watching it I never have seen opening statements. I've heard about the whole Amica cream and the compact that didn't exist yet, but I've actually never seen the Amica cream fixes everything statements by Elaine. I've only I watched some of Emily's Tuesday Coffee and Cursey Words when she just jumped into whatever was playing on the trial, which was Isaac Baruch, and got sucked in with right along with her. So yeah, I went into that case not having heard the allegations, honestly, though.
Right.
So I guess
same with me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just was like, oh yeah, Johnny Depp, he was in Pirates and some other things, and I haven't seen him in things in a while. Okay, maybe COVID.
Right.
I didn't realize there was this whole controversy, allegations, etc. I had heard the Weinstein things and all of that. I hadn't heard the Manson ones, but yeah, that's where I came into this from. So I think people are fairly willing to believe people when they say that these kind of things happen to them. And then, sorry, the ice cream man has decided now is the best time to come down my street. I have no idea if you guys will end up being able to hear that, but I'm sorry. So I guess I just think that people are willing to empathize with people and listen to their story. And so people should be willing to come forward if they actually experienced something horrific, whether it was in a relationship or not. It doesn't matter the circumstances of the relationship. It's still abuse and they shouldn't feel bad. But I understand what Deacon Fatal is saying, that people are less willing to report it to the police and stuff. And it helps having somebody who has experience being the police on here, Deacon Fatal.
Yeah, and so I think a lot of people believed Amber Heard in the beginning, but when it came to the actual proof, that's where it got complicated.
Yeah. It's so interesting because I feel like this week, and people waved, so I'll wave back. Hi, guys. There's been a lot more talk this week, particularly, I feel, about the Depp Heard case, because we're kind of in the middle of that anniversary period, you know.
1 year.
Yeah, where you have, it's Rob a week ago had his 1 year anniversary live stream. Jeff did Legal Vices did a 1 year anniversary live stream. Nick Rekieta had DUI guy on, and they talked a smidge about Depp Heard and what that whole experience was like. And then Rob and Ian did Trials of the Century this week on Depp v. Heard.
And whether or not.
Yeah, I figured, you know, with getting married and a new job and all that, you know, you kind of hadn't had time to be around the interwebs, that you were probably being kept very, very busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what they did Trials of the Century on this week. And it's the first episode of the new format with just Rob and Ian, and focusing more on the trial and what criteria there are for something being a trial of the century, besides just, you know, them becoming really good friends and them meeting all y'all, like,
yeah,
you know, like you were saying, you and Alpha going to the wedding and things like that. So you guys have made a lot of friends, and those of us in chat have made a lot of connections and friends with each other.
Yeah.
So, but it's got to be bigger than that, supposedly. So I think people are willing to give the benefit of the doubt, but I think we've now seen a couple of these cases where people are twisting people's empathy and willingness to believe them.
Yeah.
So that we're being more questioning, which is good and appropriate and stuff. So
yeah, I think it becomes a lot more not controversial, but people are more willing to not believe someone when we're dealing with like a celebrity case and you come out afterwards, versus if it was your friend and you said, yes, on the outside our relationship looked beautiful, but on the inside he was doing this to me. I think we're a lot more willing to believe our friend than we are willing to believe these people that are in these high profile relationships, which is sometimes not fair, right?
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. That definitely makes sense. And I think it depends too on, you know, was there contemporaneous reporting to other people before the relationship ended, even if it's not the cops, and even if it's not right away, you know, were there signs to some people in your life at some point that something was wrong? But even in that case, I mean, I feel like Rob and Ian have done a lot of talking, and I think you have too, about that people who've gone through abusive situations shouldn't be afraid to speak out about what they've gone through, due to people who have lied about their abuse
Right.
Exactly.
being criticized.
Mm-hmm. Deacon Fatal, I see you come off your mic. Did you have something you wanted to add?
Yes, I do. I think when most people do have abuses, they usually happen when they are young.
Mm-hmm.
So it is expected. And my job right now, or used to be, is to help unpack some of it, if possible.
Okay.
Because I work with veterans that have been SA'd by other veterans.
Okay.
And it's something else. Because you're talking about soldiers and airmen and Navy men, Navy women essaying each other. And that is not a cohesive environment for anybody to deal with, to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it still does happen, and they get compensation for it. So it's like, okay. And my job is.
Sorry,
Second?
keep going. I was going to ask how you ended up in that position and career and stuff.
I actually started as a police officer for the VA, and then I became an adjudicator for the Veterans Benefits Association.
Okay.
So that is what I look at. So, like, my experience with law is from that to helping veterans now, today, to get compensation for their trauma. And this is men and women. And it's taxing as far as my mental stuff is. Like, it's taxing. I want to take breaks all the time. However, I know they don't get to take breaks because, again, I used to be a police officer and I used to be in the military. So I don't get to take breaks on any of this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like that. I hope you're talking to somebody about it or something like that. My sister-in-law's a
Oh, of course. No.
therapist and stuff like that, and I know that, like, usually people involved
Oh, yes,
in like
of
positions
course.
like yours like have to, there's a tiered thing of like
No.
therapists have therapists.
Yeah, of course. I do go to therapy every 2 weeks because, again, I'm still a veteran.
Yeah.
So I talk to, and I do enjoy. I want to start doing music therapy for veterans, but I don't know if I can do it while I'm working for veterans. Well, at my job.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's
Has music helped you?
Yes.
Nice.
That's good. That's good. Okay, I want to get back into the chat because some people have been leaving some chats that we have unanswered here. So let's go ahead and jump into that. We have Essie saying also just interested in learning about law. I think there are a couple of people that may have commented that earlier. Cheryl C said, I just find law and the interpretation of law to be very interesting, which is good. It brings people together. Love it.
Yeah, the answers to are people, Deacon Fatal's question, are people lawyers or not?
Yes.
Is that Deacon Fatal's question? Okay.
I forgot who asked the question. I don't think it was Deacon Fatal because she was on live with me. But I can't remember who asked it. All right, let's see. Tiny saying good to hear Deacon Fatal's voice. Yes, I'm happy you were able to join in. Pamela says he promised her a vacation. Then when she was at the airport, they told her not to come back. That's kind of messed up. I'm not trying to laugh, but
what?
that's messed up.
Okay.
So they're saying
Bree?
like Tiger Woods breakup.
Can we pull up the filings and like control F the word vacation? Because please. Because sorry.
It's in the filing.
I don't know, but how else? Like, oh, we lost Deacon Cradle.
Oh, it's okay. If she comes back, we'll be able to bring her back up. Oh my gosh. That would be kind of messed up if that's what they did to get rid of her. I see you in the background, Lee. I can't see you on video though, so I'll give you a moment. You can private chat me if you got something. If you're not getting on video, let me know. Biographer says, yep, the weather got warm and they built 2 hives within a day as far as the wasps go. Let's see. Oh, Lily says her camera is not working, so we'll just bring up. She just got disconnected. When she's ready, we'll bring her. Let's see here. Cheryl C says, Bree, bugs equal robots. I think I might have missed the chat above.
I think that's because you were saying that bugs don't sleep, so it's it's that they're robots. You know, they don't need sleep, they don't need anything. They keep working.
I really didn't know that bugs sleep because their lives are so short. I just thought they stayed alive, other than like caterpillars that turn into butterflies and things like that. I don't know why. I just thought they didn't sleep.
I don't know if I ever considered if bugs slept or not.
Right.
I don't think I thought they didn't. I just don't know if I ever thought of them sleep.
I guess we just don't think about it, but I don't know. I just thought they did.
Oh, Deacon Fatal had to leave to take a break.
Oh, okay, no problem. Laura says, from what I read, he told her the relationship was over and told her to move. When she didn't, he then sold it to his trust for his state. Oh, and then because they do have another case going on with his house, and they're trying to kick her out of the house. So they did file those filings within this case. And then I guess that's when she started coming out with these allegations of SA. She doesn't want to leave the house, but that's not going to make her stay in the house. It's not really a good idea there. Biographer says, I'm not a lawyer. The law is very interesting when there are lawyers like Bree teaching us. Yeah, I'm just here to talk about the law stuff, but you guys school me on a bunch of stuff that I don't know about. I'm just covering like, okay, what is an arbitration? Why do they need to go to arbitration? And then all of the fun, goofy things in between, right? Cheryl C says, I just find law and the interpretation of law to be very interesting. I think I read these ones and I have pulled up. Laura says, I work in the tire plant building tires. That is very interesting. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's very interesting. I love those shows where they teach you how things are made.
Yeah.
So that would be a cool little episode to have. Alpha is calling me. Let me see. FaceTime.
He wants to know what type of cookies you want.
What kind of cookies? Hi.
Hey, you should probably tell him that we can all hear him.
And I wanted to do a little surprise to mention something live.
How is it a surprise if you're going to show it to me?
Which one do you like?
I can't see them that well. Can you just send me pictures? I like the ones at the bottom. I like those. Sorry, y'all.
You're good.
I like the green and red one. Yeah. Green and red or the white ones. Which one do you think you could use more? Probably.
I like. Go ahead.
You like which
I
one?
like this one more, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
It's okay.
All right. Love you.
Bye. I'm getting shoes. Sorry about that. Yeah, I like those shows where they teach you how to build things. So a tire plant would be an interesting one. I would imagine it doesn't smell too good in there though.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hi Lee.
Hello.
Welcome to the party.
Hello.
What's popping?
Not much, just chillaxing at home. Think I'm gonna make a jambalaya in a bit.
Oh, your voice
Ooh.
sounds gone.
I lost it and I do not know how.
Oh my gosh. Did you have any comments on the case we just talked about with Tiger Woods? I know you came in on the tail end, but
Yeah, I mean, I said it in the chat. I was just saying she'd probably have more grounds if she would have went ahead and filed the police report, but if you don't have that, it's kind of hard to prove. It's more like he said, she said type stuff.
yeah, I also think if it was like a delay in talking about it, like if it happened in 2018 and she's just now bringing it up when she's getting kicked out the house, it becomes a little more skeptical. But I also understand the position, like if your friend told you that, you probably wouldn't think like that versus it being a celebrity.
Yeah, and then with SA cases, sometimes it is hard for the victim to come forward. So that could also be playing a role in it. So we never know. But if that, if the police were involved, or at least if it was documented, if somebody else knew about it, I think she'd have better grounds than just coming out about it now.
Okay, yeah. I agree with it too.
Okay, so is this your sister?
Oh yes, this is my little sister.
Yeah, I'm the youngest sister.
Yeah, this is my little sister.
Because even Deacon Fatal's like, who is this lovely?
Oh, is that what she said?
Yeah,
I think it was either this lovely lady or this lovely.
Oh yeah.
So
this is the little sister, the baby of the family here. That is not a lawyer, but I guess popped onto the live stream.
I'm not a lawyer and I'm here. She can be here. She's your sister.
Yeah. Well, people asked on the live stream, like, are you interested in law or not? I don't know if Lee is interested in law or if she just makes fun of me when she watches me at home. I don't know.
I don't make fun of you. I'm here to support, but I'm also a sociology major. So studying people in society, that's what I do. So that's why I don't be in here when you want me.
Well, I didn't know if you like this case or not. Somebody popped in and then popped back out down below. I don't know who it was though. So let's go ahead. I missed all the chats trying to find what Deacon said, but that's okay. Tiny D giving us some perspective, saying I'm a survivor and work as a therapist at an SA center for 5 years. It was my most rewarding job. I can imagine. I think that would be rewarding. I think it's just like Deacon Fatal said, like Lee just said, it's hard for people to come forward. And unfortunately, with the celebrity situations, some of their motives don't really align with, not saying it didn't happen to them, but like victims that we may more personally know. So I think that's interesting. I would love to hear Tanya's take on that. What do you think about her waiting until after the relationship when she's getting kicked out of the house as a celebrity's girlfriend versus if it was your neighbor? How differently do you take it? I think people might take it differently for sure. Essie says, OMG, the most trifling way to break up. I don't know if you saw Lily when they said they sent her to the airport for a vacation and then told her not to come back home.
No, I did not. That is crazy.
Yeah, that is a trifling way to break up for sure. I have Deacon Fatal in the back. I'm gonna bring her back up. That would be messed up. You think you're about to go on a, honeymoon maybe?
And a nice
A
trip.
relaxing break.
A nice break, and then they drop you off the airport and tell you not to come back. That's messed up.
Extremely. I would be upset. Maybe, I don't know. That was the final straw.
He sounds
I would
very
still go
controlling to me.
vacation. Yeah, it
Yeah,
does
he
sound like a
does.
controlling situation for sure. But I think I would still probably go on vacation and then deal with it later.
Mhm.
Unless he really didn't book her a flight.
I would have my
Oh.
money to get back to the place I was going. Like I have my money packed in the bag to get back home. Because this
Yeah.
guy sounds toxic as all get out. It's like, no, I'm just not gonna. And I don't think that she had that.
And I
Mhm.
don't know why she's fighting it so. Like, I get living a life of luxury. If you were sexually assaulted, yes, bring that claim. But them trying to kick you out of the house, get out of that man's house.
Yeah.
Like, why are you still there?
Yeah, but then you get into all sorts of tenant laws and
Yeah,
eviction.
that's what
Mhm.
they have a case regarding that right now. But I get it as a tenant or whatever it might be, but why would you want to stay in your ex-boyfriend's house?
Right.
You did not
That
sign
makes
a leasing
Fi-
agreement
find
to
your-
be
find-
there.
it makes no freaking sense why she would want to stay in her ex-boyfriend's house to me.
Is Julia
'Cause-
about to say finders keepers? Losers weepers?
No, I was gonna say like,
Okay.
take a week or two, find a place, and then like move.
I'm not gonna fight you about it.
She didn't
Like,
even get that option though. They was just like, yeah, don't come back here.
Get out. I get it. Do your eviction rights. I don't know if you get any money out of that though, but I don't think it's worth it. I don't think a lot of stuff is worth the stress, which is crazy because I'm a lawyer and I take people that want to go through the stress. I help them go through the stress. But if it's me personally, I'm not fighting you for it.
It never
I'm not.
is.
Especially
worth
if
it
that's
to
the way
me.
you gonna do it.
Yeah, you just kicked me out.
Cheryl's saying that we would better understand why this is all probably happening if we saw what she is demanding. She says it's outrageous. The very most recent chat.
I'm all the way up. I have
I
Tanya
figured.
D in the back, so I'm gonna bring her up because I need to
Yes.
ask her a question. Hi, Tanya D. How are you today?
You're muted.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Okay. Sorry, I was muted.
Okay. Welcome
Yes.
in. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm good. I'm blinging bottles at the moment, so that's why I didn't come on.
It's okay. Our chat is very crafty, if you haven't noticed, Lee.
Hey,
Oh,
Tanya,
look,
how
I'm
are you
doing my
doing?
nails. I gotta fix them before I braid your hair.
I know Lily's very crafty too.
What did you say, Deacon?
Nice to meet you again.
Yes, nice to meet you too. I'm making graduation bottles for my godson who's graduating
Oh,
high school, and his sister is finishing 8th grade.
Aw.
So
Hey.
they get apple cider bottles from the $1.25 tree.
That's sweet.
the Dollar Tree that no longer charges $1.
Right.
Yeah, they got to change the name of the store at this point.
Right.
They really do, because I actually have stock in Dollar Tree. And it's
Oh.
I help your stock because I'm always there. I bought a case of these little apple cider things.
Now, but here's the thing: is you can only get those little candies that the grandmas used to bring to the to church.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can get them. Is in the Dollar Tree store.
Yeah.
What kind of candy? Like
No,
hard candy?
The little hard candies,
Those
like the
little
ribbon
strawberry-
candies.
like strawberry
Yep.
candies. You didn't know about that?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean now. I was just curious which ones.
Yeah, it's just little strawberry candies, and they look like strawberries, and it's just like so freaking. They're so freaking wonderful, and they shut you the hell up when the service is going on. That's just what
That's true.
happens.
That's, yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. All right. So I didn't bring you on for this purpose, but I don't know if you answered in the chat as far as her bringing these SA claims after breaking up with all the other drama going on in their lives. Tanya, did you have any comments on that?
You know what? I didn't answer in the chat, but I would say, like Deacon said, a lot of people don't necessarily come forward or say anything. Um, Depending on the situation, in her case, a lot of times with celebrities or people in relationships, they don't necessarily consider it assault, or pretty much they feel like, you know what, well, it just happened that one time, it's no big deal, or, well, I don't want to get him in trouble, I won't say anything
Yeah.
until it's the end of the relationship, and he's got me at the airport, doing me real dirty. Right. Then, like, you know what, I'm gonna tell all your business, and then it comes out. It may be credible, may not be. However, it does seem a lot more suspicious when it comes out after the fact and after all of these other things. And I just don't know. Like I said, I'm a survivor. Mine happened when I was little, so, and forgot until I was in college. So pretty much it's like, okay, so if you say, well, thank you. I'm comfortable with
You've
saying
probably
it.
done
It
a
makes
lot of
other people
processing.
uncomfortable. Yeah, it makes other people more uncomfortable than me at this point. But pretty much if she's coming out at this point saying these things, it's like, how can you all of a sudden make this a big issue, but even remember if you sign this paper, girl, bye. I
forgot about that
a
one.
lot of credibility when she's coming at it both ways.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. So it may have happened, especially if he's, because he does drink, it could have been a whole lot of things going on, but she just has a lot less credibility.
I think it also comes off as like she's like, okay, I'm gonna tell everybody you did this to me unless you give me this amount of money, or I'll move out of the house if you pay me this amount of money, and just kind of trying to use it as a bargaining chip rather than something that she's really taken seriously if it did happen. That's what it comes off as, which tends to happen with the celebrity cases versus somebody that you may know in your real life, right?
Yeah.
It does seem like it's more of like one of the things that like it's not ingenuous. It's not a genuine complaint to me, and I have to say that as a former police officer, it doesn't sound genuine to me, because there are certain things that should have been done, and this is also me saying this as a former survivor. I'm still a survivor. It's like her claim doesn't sound genuine to me, and I'll leave it at that.
And I think MG Mustang makes a good point, saying realistically, claiming SA is a trend in today's world, especially when money judgments are the key focus, which detracts from real victims who are seriously brutalized. And this comes up a lot, especially since they made that one law where you can bring up claims from years and years ago, put no statute of limitations on it, and people are coming back from when they were 15 and accusing, they're now 60 years old now, accusing celebrities of these claims. So I wouldn't necessarily call it a trend, but it is becoming like hyper focused on within the media of these things happening, and there are no criminal penalties for it, but you can get a nice check out of it if you're able to prove your case.
Okay, how many of these cases are dealt with? The cases that you just described are dealt with people that are poor. Do we know the statistics on that?
They wouldn't come to the media. So the only reason why we know about these cases is because they are celebrities. But I would imagine that the number of regular people situations like this are not as, it doesn't have as high as a percentage. I can't say for sure, but I would assume not, because what benefit would you be getting out of it by suing Uncle Tom down the street who still works at the 7-Eleven, right?
Yeah.
This If
I
you're
could see
suing a
it as
celebrity, you're getting a big,
exes.
yeah, you're getting a big money judgment versus, okay, why would I waste my time, re-traumatize myself just to sue someone who's not going to be able to pay, versus let's sue a celebrity who will be able to pay. So I would imagine that those cases are a lot lower unless they have money.
I could see it in custody disputes, divorces.
Those do, you would think that that would come up a lot more, but at least in California, if you claim SA situations and you're not able to prove it, then that could lead to you losing custody or paying money fines as well. So um a lot of people do not make those kind of allegations. Also, like drug use, even though you may think your spouse is alcoholic or uses a lot of drugs, if you claim that and you can't prove it, then you can get sanctioned for it, or the person alleging it could get sanctioned for it. So a lot of
Agreed.
people don't come forward with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's and to the detriment of themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one of the things that we need to work on. But I am not sure what in the world is going on right now, but I'm okay with where I am right now. I think that's like I'm happy that I get to see my mom, I get to see my auntie, and those are cool things.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I will still fight for folks that are not allowed to do any of these stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I was a lawyer, I would.
Right.
Yeah.
SC is letting us know that apparently the average age for survivors of childhood SA disclosed at age 52, which makes sense. A lot of people don't come out and say those things happen to them, and like Tanya said, maybe you don't even remember it until something triggers it as
Mm-hmm.
well. Mm-hmm.
It
A lot.
does. And I would ask, I would want to ask your sister about this because it doesn't come out until later on.
And it could be like a trauma response where you just kind of block it out, or even just with childhood trauma, people tend to block it out and they forget those memories, but then a situation can come up that triggers it, or it's like, oh, that did happen, especially as a lot of us are on our healing journeys. A lot of self-discovery happens, and a lot of trauma and triggers, things from childhood that you may not have remembered, they start to come up. So it could be someone going on their healing journey. It could be someone being put in a similar position. So it really just depends.
Yes, because our brain is trying to protect ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
is what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it is a trauma response that we can block out memories, and people can even block out years of their life.
Yeah, Jane Soder says, back to the case, I think it's a little suspect that she only bringing it up after he broke up with her. She didn't leave him. That's kind of the point that I was making earlier. Is it's almost like a trade-off in her situation, but I know that situations like this can happen for more regular people, where it's just because they were scared to leave, or it did happen to them, but they were too scared to come forward. Versus hers is like, I'll shut up if I can stay in this house, or I'll shut up if you give me this money. Hence why she filed a declaratory relief complaint asking to get rid of the NDA instead of suing him for the SA, which she could have overcome the NDA by suing him for the SA. So it wasn't the best order. To say the least, it was not the best order to put her claims.
Mm-hmm.
Am I mistaken, or I think it was Cheryl C. who seems to know more about the case? is she asking for money for the time that she could have still been in the house, like for 5 years, like certain amount of money that I don't remember if it's the same case or not, but somebody was asking for money for the time that they would have been able to still be in the house or something ridiculous like that.
She also got a comment later than what Bree is to that says, it goes over 2 comments. It says she wants him to pay for all of her living expenses, car, etc., for another 6 years, including everything related to household upkeep and utilities. Yeah. I can't remember the rest of it.
Okay, so I missed that comment, but yeah, something ridiculous.
They aren't married. She has no right to that. Like, okay, like if all right, the first thing, they're not married. They aren't. I know she wanted to have it like that, but no, you're not married. And like, hey, he might have just used you for a fleshlight, and just
not a flashlight.
A good time. We'll just go with a good time for the sake of
I was trying not to. I was trying not to say it, but I did.
I highlighted it. We'll go with a good time.
You were, ma'am, you were a fleshlight to him. That was it.
If you know, you know. Oh my god.
Well, what state are they in? Because would common law apply? That would be the only way.
They're in Florida.
They're in Florida? He's not in California anymore?
The case is in Florida, so I would assume they are in Florida.
I don't think common law allows anything in the U.S. anymore in general.
It's for sure not in California.
So I don't know what she was going on when she came with this, but yeah, ma'am, you dated a bad dude. He sucks. And just accept that.
It sounds
I'm
like
way behind in the chat.
Cheryl's saying that he told her she could live there for 11 years, so she somehow wants to enforce that. But if you don't have that as like a written contract.
Yeah. You don't have it as a contract, and if you were married, if he would have married you, he would have had you sign a prenup, and you wouldn't have got anything there either. So, which he learned from his first marriage, like you would have a prenup, and you would not be getting anything. So, what case is that in, Cheryl? See, is that in the trust case against her for the eviction, or is that? I don't think it's in this case. I haven't gone through all of the documents though. Laura says, I agree with Deacon Fado. I don't know a single victim that wanted anything from their abusers other than legal justice or freedom. Yeah, and she's like continuously bringing stuff in front of the court. So you got a trust action going against you. I think he cited like 3 different cases that they have going on against her. So that may make it a little less believable, and we're already leaning towards that. I mean, I think I'm leaning more towards the I don't really believe you right now. Oh, I thought somebody came off mic. Let's see. Cheryl C says that house is beyond a mansion. Something similar would be multiple millions plus all the rest.
Oh man.
Oh, I keep hearing somebody go off the mic.
Okay. Do I believe she got essayed? I do believe that. However, I do also believe that she's trying to exploit him. To me, a lot of things should have happened a lot with the police officers beforehand. But that's just me. And I can understand why she wouldn't want to go to the police officers about the case. That being said, somebody dropped the ball on this entire case. And what now we have is just
too.
Nonsense.
Yeah, that is true. Tidy commenting, even though she's on live, talk about look at the cute kitty.
And
Lily
that is
does not like that cat.
What's the cat's name?
His name's Gara.
oh, nice
He's
to meet
cute.
you, Aura.
Is she
She
doing
says
the kitty's
he's a
nails
problem. She is doing the kitty's nails, looks like.
He's kneading on my thighs and it's hurting.
Wait, you're cutting. How? I don't even understand how you can cut your kid's hair. You're taking out the murder clause. I don't understand this.
I'm just clipping the tips so that
I
it's
think
I
she's
know.
just trimming them.
I know, but I'm afraid to do that because my cat will fight me to the death.
I usually do it one paw at a time.
I'm
My
just
cats
shocked
aren't
that he's
too
just sitting there letting her
happen.
do it.
He's just
Yeah, I'm scared of
making
cats.
biscuits.
My kitten would fight me if Butters. I don't know. You don't know Butters yet, but Butters is a hot freaking mess.
This cat's a hot mess.
Fight me if I try to
Oh,
cut his
my.
paws.
Okay, and then Cheryl C says, "Oh, there's also the 40,000 that Wood says Herman stole from him. That is what started their breakup, from what I recall from the case." Okay, so it just sounds like the drama continues. The drama is just drama-ing in their lives. Your cat is on your mic, Lee.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Cheryl C says, yes, she claims that there is some kind of agreement that she could live in Wood's house for a specific number of years. So she is claiming that he has to provide that for her until that time is over. Well, give us the contract. You didn't give us the NDA. You didn't give us this housing leasing agreement that you're talking about. You're not married. So where is this agreement that we're talking about? Not seeing it here. Laura says, yes, that's what I read. Cheryl C says, Florida, no common law. He has that enormous compound in Florida, and she wants to stay there.
I dropped in the private chat the link that Cheryl shared, which is a Twitter post from Rob with filings.
Okay, so that one would have been a different one. Landlord-tenant Act case. Okay, we can look into that.
Yeah, it's really 2.5 pages.
Oh, it's only 2.5 pages. So let's see. Okay, I think I could do. I don't want to share his Twitter. I guess we can. Guess it doesn't matter.
Nobody cares.
Okay, let's see. Where am I at? I need to get this screen somewhere else, but I have all these screens open right now. Let's close that one. Let's go to this one. Let's bring this one over here. All right. That's going to be too small for me to read, but let's try it anyway.
I'm trying to ignore the kitten doing bread on your sister's leg. That's what he's doing. He's like, just doing it. It's like,
yeah, it's too small for me to read though. Okay, let me try this one. Yeah, the cat's having a great time. Let's see here. Let me share my screen. There we go. All right. This is more than 2 pages, but
it's 2.5 for actual text. You can't.
I do not agree.
Okay, guys. Just like, whereas I'm a lawyer.
Okay, we can make it. We can make it through this chat. We can make it through this.
Let's see. Okay, for those of you that have not hit the like button, please do so. I don't know where we're at right now, but if you haven't hit the like button, it helps us out. We want to hit 100 likes per stream. Okay, let's look into this. This is for the landlord-tenant action. This is her as the plaintiff, and it's against Jupiter Island Irrevocable Homestead Trust, which is where his house is being held. The plaintiff, Erica Herman, will not move on. No, I'm just kidding. The plaintiff, Erica Herman, by and through her undersigned counsel, hereby files her complaint against defendant Jupiter Island Irrevocable Homestead Trust and states as follows. I'm going to look at her complaints and see if her landlord-tenant attorney is the same person that filed the declaratory relief, because they did not know what was going on in that case. So let's go on. This is an action for damages in excess of $50,000. Okay. Plaintiff is an individual who resides at that house. Defendant is an irrevocable trust with its place of administration at that house, and the owner of the house. All conditions precedent to this lawsuit have been satisfied or waived by agreement with an agent with actual or apparent authority to act for the defendant. Plaintiff has resided in the residence for the duration of the defendant's ownership of the residence. During that period of time, plaintiff has performed valuable services at request of defendant's agent, which I'm assuming she's referring to Tiger Woods as the agent, all in part performance of the oral tenancy agreement and in reliance thereon. Okay, so she's claiming an oral tenancy agreement. The oral tenancy agreement gave the plaintiff the right to live in the residence for a certain duration of time. All expenses that related to plaintiff's residency or that resulted therefrom were to be fully paid by the defendant or its privies. The agreement was fully performed for the 6-year period prior to events giving rise to this lawsuit. The duties that were performed by and expected of plaintiff were extensive and an extraordinary nature in light of the overall circumstances and environment in which she lives. Approximately 5 years remain in the tenancy oral agreement. I can't believe this is real in Florida. Okay, let me see what else. No, and it's very vague. No notice or lawful judicial proceeding was commenced to bring the tenancy to a lawful end. Instead, the defendant elected to engage in prohibited practices, self-help, causing severe actual, consequential, and severe emotional damages to plaintiff. The prohibited practices were done intentionally, with premeditation, and with malice aforethought. Specifically by trickery, dropped her off at the airport. Specifically by trickery, agents of the defendants convinced the plaintiff to pack a suitcase for a short vacation, and when she arrived at the airport, they told her she had been locked out of her residence in violation of the oral tenancy agreement and in violation of Florida law. They then informed her she was not allowed to return to her residence, and without legal counsel to aid her in this emotional moment, they utilized a lawyer to confront her with the proposals to resolve the wrongdoing they were in the midst of committing. Defendants' agents attempted to justify their illegal conduct by paying for a hotel room and certain expenses for a short period of time, having successfully locked plaintiff out of the home and frightened her away from returning. Since then, plaintiff has continuously demanded to be allowed back in her home, but defendants' agents have refused. Even worse, defendants' agents removed plaintiff's personal belongings from her residence, misappropriated in excess of $40,000 in cash that belonged to her, which sounds like the same amount he's claiming she stole from him. Scurrilous and defamatory allegations about how she obtained the money. That's what he's alleging she stole. Agents of the defendant conspired to engage in the above described statutorily prohibited and tortious practice in order to interfere with plaintiff's advantages, contractual and business relationships for their own personal profit through undue and improper influence. Upon further discovery, such persons will be added as additional defendants, and if appropriate, amendment will be sought to allege punitive damages. The residence is unique, and the denial of plaintiff's access to her house is causing irreparable harm as defined in the statute. Plaintiff's actual and consequential damages in the terms of the reasonable rental value of the residence will be determined at the time of trial, but is likely to be measured in excess of $30 million, given substantial monthly rental value of the residence. The defendant definitely and through its agents had a duty that it owed towards the plaintiff to not conduct prohibited practices prohibited by the statute. The flagrant and purposeful violation and breaches of duty described above are proximate cause of plaintiff's injury for which they seek monetary damages, which should be determined by the jury. Plaintiff is entitled to her actual and consequential damages or 3 months rental value, whichever is greater, and or injunctive relief pursuant, plus attorney's fees across the demand. So she's claiming she was renting out the whole estate. In addition, and alternatively, by virtue of these violations, plaintiff is entitled to civil relief for personal injury. These breaches of violation or breaches/violations have caused attorney's fees and declaratory injunctive relief. Wherefore, plaintiff requests judgment against defendant, the actual and consequential damages, injunctive relief together with attorney's fees and cost of suit, and such other further relief the court deems necessary and proper. Okay, so she was kicked out by faking a vacation, which is interesting. Very, very interesting. What do you guys think about that? She's asking for $30 million plus $40,000 plus whatever attorney's fees.
They weren't married.
That's excessive.
I don't know their landlord-tenant laws, but she's claiming an oral tenancy contract, which is very interesting. Don't know what that is, so I can't really explain that to you guys. Definitely outside of my wheelhouse. So it seems like she's alleging, because it makes sense to have to pay somebody 3 months rent. But she's saying that 3 months rent is $30 million.
She's sorry. I will say that is what I'm saying right now, that she's a sorry woman. Like when I say sorry, like
in a pathetic sense.
yeah. Yeah, it's like okay, just like I could hold my own household.
He should have had a contract. I'm sorry for cutting you off. He should have had a contract, a prenup yes. For a girlfriend is what he should have had, because my girl is a little insane.
There's no such like God, she is so sorry, and he's dumb as fuck. Oh, I'm sorry to cuss.
It's 2 hours and 45 minutes. Bree is not a cussing fan, clearly, but
I'm trying.
At least the YouTubes will not.
I'm trying my
smite
best
her for your.
You can smite me for it.
Okay.
But no, she's not smart about doing the way that she does her things.
She's wasting time and money.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I feel like Tiger Woods, is he paying to rent a house? Like, couldn't he just flat out buy it? Who's making monthly?
It's his house. It's literally his house.
Yes,
he was living with him in it.
So how is she asking for that amount of money? Because I'm sure the house is not worth that much money.
Oh, it's like
I think it's a whole compound.
Yeah.
So I think if it was fair market value for rent,
you probably would be looking at $10 million a month, which is basically what she's alleging. But that is not what she was paying.
You know what Kurt says? I think she'd be tripping.
That's not what she was paying. It's not like she was paying that. No. You were a live-in girlfriend, not a tenant. Yeah. I mean, landlord-tenant laws will still apply to you, but get over yourself. You're not paying that much money. You do not need, and I don't know Florida's law, you do not need a comparable place to live. You can go get a $2,000 a month apartment.
He needs to reevaluate his little NDA and include some tenant stuff.
He needs to reevaluate his
He needs a rental agreement, apparently, in addition to his NDA.
Yeah,
when you move a girlfriend in.
Oral.
Yeah.
All of this. This
is drama. It's pure drama.
It is.
Z. Selton says, I would have thought out everything. She would request security as in bodyguard due to her having dated a famous man, not expenses to continue a luxury life that isn't a necessity. I would agree with that. Hello, Kurt from Uncivil Law, popping into the live stream. Oh, I can't believe her. $10 million a month. What does she do for a living?
Wait, she's asking for $10 million a month? You got to be
she wants 30 million.
Yeah, so she wants 3 months rental value of the home, and she said that would be 30 million given the size of the estate.
You aren't gonna get that. Like, why does she think that she would get that?
Not reasonable.
Like, was she even working this whole time? Did he make her quit her job? Like, there's so many factors, but even then,
you don't think nobody quit their job.
True.
She was living a life of luxury. She said in there that she only stayed in a certain part of the house. So give her the rental value of that bedroom she stayed in, not of the full compound.
Wait, she was trying to rent a bedroom in the house.
No. So since she was living in the bedroom, you would usually be required to pay, from what her complaint is alleging, a reasonable rental value. But she wants the reasonable rental value of the whole compound versus where she actually stayed.
Like,
what would be reasonable? Yeah, what would be reasonable for her is to get an apartment, not a compound.
Yeah, because she was staying in like the West Wing, and that's all she had access to, but she wants the full amount for everything.
Right. Exactly. I mean, ask high, get low. I mean, I don't know. Go for the full value and see what the court says.
Her lawyer is poo. I will say that. That he even had her attempt to do this.
Yes, I'm trying to find that section where she said that she provided services in the house. So maybe she washed a dish or two. But I mean, they probably had maids and things like that. So really, what did she do other than be a trophy girlfriend, if you could call her that?
Yeah, I'm sure living on a compound, they have staff there. So maybe she cooked once a week or something, but doubt that.
Okay, let me pull it back up here. It says, the duties that were performed by and expected of plaintiff were extensive and of an extraordinary nature in light of the overall circumstances and environment in which she lived. So to me, that would be an admission that you did not live in the entire house. I don't know what they meant by that, but that's how I'm taking it. 5 years remain on the tenancy agreement. Girl, I don't even know what to say. She said the duties.
How did they get to 11 years? How is it that
apparently she had a conversation with him and said, he told her, hey, you can live here for this odd number of 11 years. Like, what kind of conversation is that? And of course, it's an contract, so we can't prove it.
Yeah, all of this sounds very awkward to me, personally. Like, this is awkward. Like,
this is a mess.
It's reaching.
A hot mess, which I am too poor to discuss.
Really? I don't know. I don't even know what to say about this at this point. Love, Dream, and Peace says, I'm getting you gonna break up with me. Better have my money vibes. Yeah, if you're gonna break up with me, you gotta pay her to break up with her after you paid for her lifestyle. I think there was another case like this, where it was like a rapper and the girlfriend wanted him to pay for her lifestyle after they broke up. I forgot who it was. I'll have to ask Alpha, because I'm pretty sure he's the one that brought it up for me. And they want their lifestyle still paid for. This is an interesting maneuver to try to get it done through tenancy law, but I'm I don't know Florida law to know if this is going to go through. I don't even know California landlord and tenant law to know if this is going to go through.
This is the weirdest case I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Well, not the
very
weirdest,
weird.
but it's just like, what?
Definitely a creative argument. I'll give them that. But maybe it's something that works in their state. I just have no clue. MG Mustang says she went from working in a restaurant to living in a mansion, and now she doesn't want to move back to a 1-bedroom. She doesn't want to go back to poverty. And that's basically what she's trying to pretend, like she's going to be in poverty if he gives her 3 months rent, probably for a luxury apartment. If he gives her $30 million, she'll be able to live for the rest of her life.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with y'all. If I catch a millionaire, if I marry one and I divorce him, I'm gonna leave him the hell alone after I divorce. I'm not gonna bother.
Give him your foot.
No, I'm not gonna give up. No.
All you do is gotta move in with him at this point, according to this lady.
it's like this. Like
the way the night a couple times.
Like the way this is described is so freaking silly to me. Like what?
Oh, whoa, the demands are outrageous for sure. Bala D saying, yep, for real, welcome into Uncivil. Bird Boy, another member of the channel saying, congratulations, Bree. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Laura Howard says she was a paid companion. He doesn't owe her anything. Like, you got fired from your job. Like, you can't. That's like getting fired from your job and then showing up.
Then
yeah, you break up. That's getting fired from your job.
Deny
it. Not getting fired from your job.
No, you got fired.
Okay,
hold on. Anymore. Hold on. Okay, she got. Okay, let me try to put this timeline to make sense to me. So she got fired and rehired by.
No, so she was working at his restaurant and signed a non-disclosure agreement, and then they got in a relationship, and then she moved into his house and was a live-in girlfriend where he paid for everything for her. So we're just calling it her job.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It's not like an actual job. I mean, I guess some people get on TikTok and say I'm a stay-at-home girlfriend, but it's not really a job.
She got fired on her day off.
She got fired on her day off.
Oh God, this is a hot mess. Why?
She got sent to a vacation. This is not supposed to be a roasting session, but it is at this point.
No, it is. I'm okay with it. They're like, no, we're just gonna have this happen. Because no, why? Why did all of this stuff happen? Because again, I am still.
Tiger Woods said, "Oh, I'm gonna get a girlfriend. Yeah. I'm not gonna marry her this time, like my other ex-wife that took all my money. Let me just keep her as a girlfriend." And here this girl comes, probably trying to get more than what the ex-wife got. Uncivil Law, Kurt says, she wants to be paid for services rendered. No, she wants to be paid a severance pay at this point. A 5-year severance pay from employment.
Okay, I do have to ask your sister a question. Because, what type of abuse is happening here right now? Because I see like so much going on, and like, good God, I have no idea how to keep it in check.
Yeah, well, I think it could be financial abuse if she was working for him and then became that live-in girlfriend. He started paying for everything. That pretty much puts him in control of her money, what she can do, what she can pay for. If she wasn't making her own income, that's definitely some financial abuse. Could be emotional abuse if there was SA. He could have been applying that to her, or even the situation. But now that she's trying to get this money, it could be her trying to emotionally abuse him into that. Because, oh, you kicked me out, you sent me on vacation, and now I can't come back. Okay.
This low-key harassment on her end at this point. Yeah. She's trying to get the NDA waived. She's suing him for $30 million for being a living girlfriend making avocado toast, maybe if they didn't have a maid. Calling it's borderline harassment, right? It's not a job. I mean, I guess you can call it a job, but you get broken up with, that's like getting fired. It's at this point, it's an at-will employment. And she's hoping to be a contracted employee with a oral conversation, not a written employment contract. So
the NDA was a written agreement, but all this oral stuff she's talking about, it's going to be hard for her to prove that in court.
Yeah, that is going to be hard. And I don't know how their laws work and oral tenancy. That I feel like that would make their courts really crowded for like relationships where they move in together and then one person, they break up and then one person doesn't want to move out. And then for them to bring this kind of action sounds a bit ridiculous to me. It doesn't sound like a good law to have in place, in my opinion. But I don't know how it works.
It's retaliation on her part. Because you could have at least documented it when the essay happened. You could have documented it if you weren't going to go to the cops. Like, you could have at least let somebody know as a just in case, because here we are years later and now you're bringing it up. But it's going to be hard to prove because you don't have anyone else that has knowledge of the situation.
Yeah, most people will like send a text message to a friend or like the photos to a friend just in case they delete it or whatever it might be. Bird Boy says, I thought I read that he had the property in a trust in the name of his children. He keeps things tight. Yes, the property was in a trust, but she's saying that his agent or that the trust agent gave her this contract and the agent is Tiger Woods.
So will this go to the same judge or the arbitration be with somebody different or a different court?
Arbitration will be with someone. Well, shoot, this might get kicked back for arbitration. I don't know what was in their NDA, but this is a landlord tenancy motion. So it's still going to go into the civil courts. It may not be with the same judge. Let's see that one. I don't know if landlord tenant, especially like in this court, goes to the same judge as like a civil complaint for declaratory judgment. But it would be in that same civil. If it works like California, it would still be in that same civil court, but not necessarily the same judge. I'm assuming that the NDA had to do more with like their relationship and not with their living situation. So this could, and the trust has already sued her, and she doesn't have an NDA with the trust. She has an NDA with Tiger Woods. So this is probably going to stay in court.
Okay. Because that judge was not really having it. She put words in bold and was like, So I was just wondering if she was going to be the same one to look at this case.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Not for this one. This one is probably going to stay in the courts. All right, let's see. Laura says, so she was a waitress when they met. She worked at a restaurant. I would assume that's what she was doing, but I don't know. Maybe she was the general manager. I doubt it, but
someone in the chat earlier said she was a waitress. So
I would assume that's what she was doing.
Yeah.
As he says, maybe she's hoping that by asking for so much, she'll get something. Yeah, exactly. Go high, come out with a good million. That's a good deal. It's a good deal.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Yes, I know we said 11 years and how crazy it was. She was trying, to get the remaining 5 and stuff. But apparently I was doing lawyer math on this Saturday and was kind of just forgetting and glossing over the fact that he was in this relationship with her for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long, serious relationship.
Yeah. I don't think she should be able to get more than what she would have got if she married him.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not that. No, it shouldn't be treated. It shouldn't be treated as if they were married and stuff because they weren't married.
Yeah. Heidi reminding everyone to go ahead and hit the like button. Thank you so much for that reminder. It would be a lovely wedding gift for me. Thank you. Cheryl C says, to be fair, I bet no other lawyer in that jurisdiction will take her case. Whoever this is doing all of these actions for her, they got a lot of time on their hands. Love Dreaming Peach says, going that high, I think the court will say bye, cray cray. Is it too high? Is it too high? Bird Boy,
it's way too high.
Right, it's way too high. Duties performed. Right. What are these duties? Does Tiger Woods not have a maid and a housekeeper?
You would assume.
And a chef? Like, come on. I don't know. And she wants to be paid $10 million for making him coffee sometimes, maybe, if she did that, for going to events. I don't know. I don't even think the queen will get paid that much.
I was about to say, I'm sure his staff don't even make close to that.
Right. Like, what was she doing?
How do you get $30 million asking for a friend?
Right. What were your duties exactly in this house? Brush your teeth in the morning? I don't know. Love Dreaming Peach says she should have been saving money all this time while dating him because she knows that he's capable of no Tiger Woods would seem. I think I read that wrong, but I was thinking that earlier and forgot to bring it up. Why would she not take her allowance and put some to the side? I'm pretty sure she wasn't filing taxes on her duties performed money either.
She was probably expecting like the wedding, she was probably expecting the ring and to go through. She wasn't expecting to break up. That's my only assumption as to why she wasn't putting money on the side, because why would you be with someone like that who controls your finances and not make sure you have something on the side as a just in case?
Why would you stop working for a man that you're not married to? You get nothing to do that. At least if you're married, he's paying you spousal support, but don't even quit a job for a man for that too, because that's pennies on a dollar, depending on how much your man makes.
I mean, she had a nice break from working to have all of her expenses paid. So, okay, fine. On one hand, okay, you decided not to work because you had all your expenses paid and you didn't need to work.
Don't do it.
So now go get a job. Like,
she has to go get a job now, and her job right now is litigation. Laura Howard says, banana nut foolery. At this point, Love Dreaming Peach says, grifters gon' grift at this point. Essie says, not a paid companion. Well, even if she was a paid companion, shouldn't she pay taxes on that? Was she paying taxes on this money she was getting from him?
Who knows?
Well, but if we think of them as a typical relationship, even though this is ridiculous and completely not typical.
Well, she said she performed duties. That's the only reason why I'm calling it a job.
Yeah.
But most people, like you said, a typical relationship, right? Most people wouldn't then bring their significant other into court for 3 months rent when they break up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a relationship, but she has some other motives going on. Love Dreamy Peach says, that's good. Hey, I used to ask lifestyle because I was getting paid. X, so you fired me, but now you have to pay me. Ask because I'm used to it. I think I'm reading this wrong, but yes, you have to pay her because we're breaking up. Sorry, a little talk. Oh, it's talk to text gibberish. I was like, I'm pretty sure. I didn't read that right. Cracking up, laughing. As he said, I suspect he promised her a lot to get her to agree to be with him. That's fine, but if it's not in writing, this invisible contract.
It's
and
hard.
usually contracts more than $500 need to be in writing.
And she was supposed to live there for 11 years.
11 years is the weirdest number.
That's the weirdest number. Like, were we renewing at intervals? 3 years? Okay, you can stay an extra 5.
Like, is it, let's go with the first year and see how it goes, and then 5 years, and then another 5 years? Because, like,
the only way it will make sense for me is for it to be like 1 year, and then after 1 year, he was like, okay, you could stay for 10 more years. Because how else do you get to the number 11?
And then another 5. I could go 5 and 5 after.
Yeah, I guess, because we were at year 6.
How long did his last relationship last? Maybe it's based on that.
Oh.
I don't know.
Maybe.
This is why your sister is here. Outside the box.
It's ridiculous. Cheryl C says, we'll probably never know the whole story here. Woods is not innocent. I don't think so either, but I think she's bringing a lot of attention to herself at this point. He should never have messed with an employee. That is very true, very manipulative. But she seems kind of detached from reality if she thinks she is entitled to this. She's a little off the wall. Yeah. Love Dreaming Peach says, you were working as a waitress in a cocktail bar when I met you. I picked you out. I shook you up and turned you around, turned you into someone new. Now, 5 years later, you want $30 million. Jissy says, I'm bringing this lawsuit. Does the NDA become null? Maybe she wants a book deal. No. So the judge ruled against that NDA and said she needs to go to arbitration. So they're going to have to go to arbitration, figure it out from there, and they may or may not be able to bring it back to court. Laura says she wants a golden parachute like a corporate tycoons get for a soft landing, right? I don't know where she's going with this. I'm way behind in chat. I thought I was catching up. Let's see. Talk about it. The judge upheld the NDA. Yes, that's right. Let's see. Lee says we are only 9 likes away from 100 goal. Please remember to like and subscribe to support the BriHive. Yes, thank you for the reminder. Yes, guys, we need a couple more likes to hit our 100 like a stream goal, and we're about to tap out of here. So if you have not hit the like button, please do so. It definitely helps out the stream. Deacon Fatal says it's a hot mess. Yes, it is. Essie says, for servicing him, she was high self-esteem, so she's asking for $30 million. She says that's what the house is worth, so that's what her flashlight is worth. Tired is 90 likes. What'd you say, Lee?
Those 6 years.
6 years worth $30 million. Does he even have? I mean, I know he's rich, but $30 million just to give up? I don't know.
I'm so confused though too, because so they broke up in the fall of 2022. So this past fall, after 6 years. Wasn't he dating, what is it, Lindsey Vonn, the skier, during that point?
Oh, I don't know.
I feel I'm not as much a celebrity person, but I am.
I don't remember, an Olympic. But I do remember the skier. But it doesn't seem like it was prior to 6 years ago. So yeah, it seems like that was around that same time.
It would have overlapped.
Right?
But I don't know. I don't keep up with stuff like that all the time.
No, I'm just trying to think through the Olympics timing. So Olympics would have been...
The celebrities cheat.
Wouldn't it be winter of 22? Because isn't that when they do it? It's every 2 years, right? For winter Olympics?
It's every 4 years for winter, every 4 years for summer, but they stagger. 2012 was London summer. So 2014, 2018 would have been an Olympic year. Okay, now I've got to go look.
I'm looking it up. It was February 20th of 2022 was the last winter Olympic.
So it would have to be 2018.
And that's
or
when
the one before that. And they were together since 2017.
Yeah.
Okay. He and Lindsey Vonn apparently, according to the very accurate Google, apparently they dated for 3 years before breaking up in 2015.
Okay. Yeah.
So prior to
Time is warped. Time is warped.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Love German Peach says, I mean his dating history. What did his wife? It's pretty public knowledge. Silly not to make a contingency plan. She should have put money aside. We're at 91 likes. We're almost there. Bird Boy says, oh, I love the question of paying taxes on her duty income. But are those legal jobs? Because isn't it almost like an escort?
I don't know, because I feel like you would have to have some type of contract or agreement.
But when you're involving like sexual favors, I feel like that's on the verge of.
So
I wonder if that's
she was pretty woman.
Job.
Unless
but at the same time, if it was duties like household chores, how different is that from a relationship where people just split up actual chores and stuff? Like,
yeah,
like a normal
what are these
relationship.
supposed duties? I'm guessing, one of you takes the garbage out and the other one does the dishes and stuff like that, Brie, because,
Right. Exactly.
We could only assume that he has staff living on a compound. So
I would assume he has staff.
Doing?
I don't know.
I would guess he would have staff, but I don't know what these supposed duties are otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. Because if there is staff on the compound, what extra duties would she be doing on top of the staff besides
my duties? Yeah, that's the duties that come to my mind. That maybe she made a piece of toast here and there, and she dressed up and went on vacation with him, which is low-key an escort. So I don't know. I don't know if those are real jobs, but a lot of people do it. So
money.
You said what?
Do sugar babies have to report their money? Because I would assume it would be the same type of thing.
That's what I would. I don't know. I've never looked into this career path, so I don't know. I
have not looked into it. I am not a lawyer. This is not any legal knowledge, but to my knowledge, I am not an accountant either. I'm not a CPA, but I did major in accounting, and to my knowledge, you're supposed to report your income to the IRS.
Yeah. She's self-employed, so she should be reporting that. Laura Howard says, wait till the IRS will find out. Mary J. Blige sung about that 11 years, right? She sure did. MG Mustang says he's Tiger Woods, she wants money. Exactly. That's all we can that's the consensus here. That those were song lyrics. Don't want me to know the waitress song. That's funny. Okay. Laura says men always promise stuff to get the cheeks. Accurate. That doesn't mean you can file papers. If that was so, I'm owed a hell of a lot of cash. And the thing is, everyone would be in court. It's kind of like, is it in China where if the guy breaks up with the woman can sue them? There's a country where you can sue your boyfriend if they don't take you to the altar, but I can't remember.
I heard about that too, but I don't know what country it is.
I don't remember what I think it's an Asian country though, so maybe she's trying to play off of his ancestry. I don't know.
I mean, they were together through the whole car crash thing.
I'm not all the way familiar
because I was like, when was the car crash? The car crash was apparently in February of April of 2021, February of 2021.
Yeah. I don't think that they had kids together. Cheryl C says, living girlfriend is not a job. That says she couldn't keep working her old job because it was his company. I I mean, that might have been part of the NDA, though, that she could have kept, or she could have found a different job. She could have became an influencer.
That probably would have really against her NDA.
Cheryl C says, sorry if I derailed us today. I just wanted to provide context. I don't even know why I retained any details about this case. Because it's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of funny when you look at it.
It is crazy.
Love Dream and Peace says, so it's gifts, not income. Yeah, I guess if he's paying her in fancy bags, go sell the bags. If you got a Birkin, boom.
Go sell the
Birkin. Laura says, like I said, sideline home. We need Monica to see. She wanted to be a wife. It didn't work out. And now she's suing my man for NDAs so she can tell her story. Maybe write a book.
Do you really want to call him your man?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Suing Mr. Tiger Woods.
Sorry, but you know.
Right? Okay, that is all we had. We did get a little bit derailed, but that's okay. I was only planning on streaming 2 hours, but we know that means add an extra hour and a half by now. But that is okay. Thank you for everyone that joined us live today. Thank you for everyone that came on to the stream to chat with us live, the members, the supporters of the channel. Let's see where we're at with the likes. We are at 92 likes. We need 8 more likes to get to our 100 like per goal, or 100 like per stream goal today, but that's okay. We're not gonna wait for it. Thank you everyone that came. I hope everyone enjoys their Saturday. I will be out of commission probably for the next 2 weeks, probably post some pictures here and there, and that is all. Is there any final words anyone would like to say here?
Yes,
How's your new job? Did you tell us that at the beginning? Not a what is it, but just a good, it's going well, getting used to it?
Oh, yes. So, yeah, I'm still transferring over cases. So it's been like very, very busy. But it is good. We're busy at that firm, busy at my firm. So it's all good.
Good. So I want to say congratulations again. Have fun on your honeymoon. And I'll say it since I'm on the live. You bet not come on here. Or be on social media while you're on vacation.
I will try not to. I don't know if I'll be.
I love you though, my sweet baby Bri.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
What I heard that you can do from Natalie Lawyer Cheek and EDB talking on a stream was that you can schedule community posts in advance, and that will maintain, for the sake of the sacred algorithm, your lovely engagement. And we expect you to do as much so that you're not here on the social interwebs, that you're enjoying your time with us.
Yes, I'll look into that. All right. Well, with that being said, I'll end the live stream and then I will see you on the next one.
Nice to meet you, Bri.